welcome to the show, guys.
Appreciate you having us.
I'm sure you guys are aware that this is the first episode, and it's cool to have you guys here and, help us welcome and christen the studio with us. So it's a big deal for us.
Absolutely.
This has been a long time coming.
Yeah, appreciate
as
it.
we mentioned before in our little preliminary conversation. So, company is AT Brick and Stone,
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yep.
And you guys are easily followed on Instagram,
Appreciate
AT
Yep.
underscore Brick and Stone.
correct,
Is that
yeah.
correct?
Yep.
And then phone number that they can reach you guys at?
It'd be either my number 705-717-2502 or
My
Ken's.
number is 705-716-9837.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Love the Instagram, by the way. The
Thank you, man.
content
Yeah.
is really good. Do you guys have somebody doing that for you guys?
Yeah, we
or-
got a camera guy that we have out, and he's great at what he does, and it's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. Like, we know him well too. So it's like, he sometimes you get guys, that you don't know. It's hard to like, you feel bad when you tell them, I don't like this.
Yeah,
but we know
yeah.
this guy, and like, when we give him like pointers or opinions, he actually takes them into
Good.
consideration.
That's important.
Yeah,
It is, because like if you have a guy that kind of just does whatever he wants, kind of thing, might not be the kind of content that you
Yeah.
want to put out. You know what I mean? So we have a close relationship with him where we could put it out and stuff. And
That's important. You want that.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
But he gives us our insight too, because he's like in the media and
the professional.
Yeah, exactly.
sure,
He
for
is a
sure.
professional of it, and he's like, for exposure doesn't have to be serious all the time, So he's like, do trendy stuff, find
Yeah.
trending audio. Hey, I think this would be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
So
it I like
makes it
the
a little
one, the
fun.
last video
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
did.
we just
That
did
was,
that.
that
It
was
fun.
awesome.
Yeah, it
That
was really
good.
it was fun. I was like, guys are gonna relate to this, so
No, I'm sure the whole sector of masonry can relate to that.
Absolutely.
Definitely. No, that was awesome.
Appreciate
and
it.
like, and I get what you guys are saying, because I have Eddie here,
Yeah.
who you guys met.
Yep,
absolutely.
As I mentioned, very good friend of mine. So it's easy to let him know.
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
I
exactly.
didn't really like this. Can we do this? I don't want to be
Absolutely.
so serious
Yeah,
here.
when you
Let's
have
have
a
fun
good,
today.
yeah, exactly. You have
Yeah.
a good relationship with them. It makes it fun,
Yeah.
man. Especially
You don't
when-
ever want to be scared to, voice your opinion,
No.
especially
No.
to somebody who you're paying.
Absolutely.
For
So
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of deal you guys have structured with him,
Yeah.
but if you're paying him for his service,
Yeah.
and you guys want it done a particular way, then
Absolutely.
that's what you guys do.
100%,
right?
man. Right. This
So-
comes down to communication with the guy, right?
Absolutely.
So it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a lot of fun, man.
No, that's
Yeah.
dope, man. So I have a very powerful question that I'd like to start every episode off with. And moving forward, as you guys stay tuned, you guys are going to notice this question comes about a lot.
Absolutely.
And it's, what does blue collar mean to you guys?
I like that question a lot, because I think to me, blue collar I think there's kind of like two sides to it, like I think blue collar is very important in our country, in any country and society, because we just we're building new things for people who are living here, and then as well as keeping things running, our infrastructure, right?
Yeah.
This infrastructure is crazy. Like, it's always breaking, obviously, so we have guys in blue collar who are always making sure it's running, and like I said, building new things, giving people new homes, stuff like that.
Of course.
And I think on the other end of it, I think blue collar, when I hear that, I honestly think of it like a kind of like a personality, like a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're
Not
absolutely right.
everybody can be a part of that long term, and I think even for people who don't want to be a part of it, they try, construction for a summer and they realize this isn't for me. I find those people always leave with a respect of the people who
Absolutely.
do this stuff. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
In any trade or whatever kind of blue collar work you're in, we are often working ourselves to the bone. We're even if we're certain things, if we're hurt, a lot of times we don't take breaks. It's just kind of like
No.
that mentality, that blue collar grind. It's like, it's got to get done.
Yeah, it's
So
a mental challenge. It's physically
Absolutely.
challenging,
Yeah.
everything.
So that's what I think. I think being, for me, when I say blue collar, I think that's a type of person that's a lifestyle
Yep.
almost. So,
Absolutely.
that's what it
I
means to
agree.
me. So.
Yeah.
What about you, Kev?
To me, it's working 70 hours a week, having rough hands. I'm just kidding. I'm saying in the van, I was like, that's what I'm gonna say. But
Love it.
No, it's
Love it.
Antonio, like we share similar views, right?
Yep.
Like I agree with what he says. Like, to me, it's like, yeah, like, just to add to it, like, kind of like a badge of honor. You know what I mean? But
Absolutely.
in some cases, no, because you got your certain guys in construction, like they're not all hardworking,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say a lot of blue collar men are really hardworking, like at work and at home. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
They just have that drive, right?
yeah.
Right.
Well, and I like what you said there, because at the end of the day, if you're a true blue collar individual, then you love what you do. You have a passion for
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
You have a passion for
Yeah.
being a part of that culture, being a part of that network,
100%,
that
man.
community, right?
right.
So the people who aren't, they're just
Exactly.
there for that
It's
check.
just
They're
the
just,
dollars,
they're
right?
there
And
for
it
the
shows,
dollars.
man.
They're
Actually, you
just
can
there
see
for the
those
dollars.
guys,
Yeah.
right?
And they don't last too long.
No,
No.
exactly.
So-
Exactly what I was gonna say is like they're kind of floaters. They jump around from company to company.
Yeah.
They don't care
That's
about what
not
they
true.
do, man.
That's not. They're not true to the
No.
culture, the
No.
community.
No, right?
So-
And I feel like too, there's a lot of stereotypes within when people hear blue collar, especially people who are not in it, and they think of people like that, right?
That's right.
But you know, true blue collar, as you're saying, like true blue collar people, they love what they do, right? And
Yeah.
that's what that's the only way you can do it
Yeah.
long term.
sure.
You know what I mean?
You know what? And I know you guys are super passionate about what you do.
Yeah.
As am I. As is Eddie. And
100%.
we are the people who can make this community stronger.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
So, and you know, that's another reason why we're doing this today.
Exactly,
We want
yeah.
to
For
bring
sure,
more
yeah.
like-minded individuals
100%,
to
man.
really push
Yeah.
that blue collar network amongst,
100%.
especially younger people, because we want to help bring younger people
bring
in,
the younger
right?
generations in, man.
So, do you guys have a lot of younger, like a younger demographic that work for you, or like what's the age kind of
It's,
fluctuation
like,
with you guys?
Me and Antonio were both 27.
Yeah.
When we got two other guys, they're a little older.
Okay.
They're 42.
Nice.
42 around there.
Good to have
43.
some seasoned guys
Yeah.
too.
And then we got one guy. I actually no clue how old he is. Dominican guy.
Oh, really?
Some days he's 24. Some days he's 20.
¿Cuántos años?
Sometimes he don't speak English. Sometimes
yeah.
he I don't know. But yeah,
Love
he's,
it.
He's
Love it.
younger. Like so I guess it's like a mix.
But does he work hard?
Oh yeah, man.
Oh,
There
That
you
kid's
go.
a-
Who
he-
cares
he's a
how old
killer,
he
dude.
is?
No,
Yeah.
Who
he's a-
cares
No,
how old he is?
he wants. Well, that's the thing we love about him. You know, he wants to learn, and that's
Yeah.
what we were talking about. You know, he loves this kind of stuff, and he's always picking our brains. Okay, how did you do this? Like, he's
Yeah.
not scared to like if he makes a mistake somewhere. He's like, okay, what do we do here now? Like,
Good.
you know, so
Yeah.
Problem
that-
solve, man.
It is.
Yeah.
That's what construction is, right?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
he's definitely good, and we value that, and that would make him an asset. And you can see
Yeah.
that in just his growth. Like, he's an apprentice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his like how much he's retaining because he wants to.
Coachable.
He's very coachable and
Nice.
it's good. And then we have another guy who's he's seasoned, dude. Like our forklift driver.
Nice.
Amazing
Oh, yeah,
at
I
what he
forgot
does.
about that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's like 99 or something, something like that.
Yeah.
No, he's been doing this for like 40 years.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's really cool to have a guy like that. Like sometimes, man, he'll do stuff with the scaff. Dude, I can't even look.
That's
He's
amazing.
doing like sketchy stuff. I'm
That's
like,
amazing.
dude, just get it done. I don't want to see this.
I'm all about sketchy.
Oh man,
So-
that's great. Yeah, I would say you're a forklift
I'm
driver yourself.
all
right?
about
Yeah.
sketchy.
Yeah.
But no, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
How'd you guys find that guy? Did he come to you, or did you guys?
It was off what is it? Not Kijiji.
Yeah, Kijiji.
Kijiji.
Yeah, it was a
Nice.
Kijiji
Yeah.
ad. But oddly enough, actually, our old crew that we used to work for years ago,
Yeah.
he used to work for this guy. I didn't realize it was him. So I knew
Okay.
him beforehand. And I didn't realize it was him.
Yeah.
So I knew him, but he actually found like our number and he didn't realize it was me either. As soon as I saw him
Nice.
first day on the site, meet him in the morning,
Perfect.
Yeah.
told me, come to the site, 6:30, whatever. And he's like, "Oh, what's up, man?" Like, hey, I'm like,
That's
"Oh, what's
awesome.
up, bro?"
Yeah.
And then he's been with us ever
Dude,
since.
that's awesome.
It's
So there was
crazy.
already a relationship
Yeah, it
established
was,
there.
and then it was nice to see that too, especially as young crew too.
Yeah.
To have somebody that you're like, okay, I don't got to worry about
No
this guy.
babysitting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's like number one, man. Especially with the driver, I find
Dude, the setup.
it's important, man.
Yeah.
You know what
So
I mean?
important. So
if-
important.
Even like us, like we lay right. So
Yeah.
us being on the scaffold, we're watching the laborers or the
Yep.
other bricklayers or whatever. The driver is often away, either setting up the next house, mixing, or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
the driver's got his eyes everywhere.
Everywhere,
Yeah.
man.
And
right? So
that's-
if you have to babysit that guy,
Yeah.
dude,
You won't be able to.
You can't.
because
No.
your eyes are on the wall.
No,
Exactly.
He's probably like 2 streets down
Yeah.
by the mixer or something. But
Driving around with his forks empty, right?
yeah, or
Yeah.
he's like sitting there ripping darts or
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah,
Like, I
hiding
don't
out in the
know.
basement or whatever.
Is your machine enclosed?
Yeah, it is,
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
probably
So-
heat crank, taking a
Oh
snooze.
yeah, that's the thing. We just got a new Zoom boom. We got a
Nice.
care lift, and then
Congrats, dude.
thanks, man,
Awesome.
appreciate it. Because we had our forklift before,
Yeah.
and that one's open, obviously, right? And the boom, man, he's just like, when we got it, he's like looking, and I know what he's looking for. He's looking for heat for the
Yeah,
winter, right?
of
And he's
course.
like looking around. He plays with it and sees it's on. He's like, I love this thing, dude. I'm like, yeah, you don't have to freeze your ass
I would
off.
have tricked him. I would have been like, listen, there is heat, but I'm taking the doors off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I just don't want anyone to stay in the machine and get too comfortable.
Yeah,
so I'm going to take the
exactly. I'm
doors
gonna
off,
take the
take the
door
glass
off.
off.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll put it back in the summer.
Yeah, exactly. So you get hot and then you have to go outside,
Yeah.
right?
You got like you go in there. He's got like baby wipes. He like wipes
Really?
down the
Oh,
dash.
yeah, dude.
That's good.
Oh,
You
yeah.
see him, dude,
That's
he
what you
loves
want.
it.
Yeah.
Because it's a new machine, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a new
That's what
machine.
you
So
want.
he's always
That's
like,
what
if
you
he
want.
sees, he's like, if he's away for the day or whatever, we go in there.
Yeah.
He'll come the next day. He's like, who messed up my office, bro? Like,
Oh, that's awesome.
It's so funny.
He takes care of it.
He does. He
As
takes
if
really good care
it's
of it.
his own.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
what you want.
And then the thing too with
Because
that,
you guys know how expensive those things are.
buddy,
for sure.
that thing breaks. You're like, all right, how? It's not even
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
this is gonna
that
be
thing-
expensive.
That
it's
thing
how
breaks.
expensive.
My booty cheeks already clenching.
Buddy,
So
it's like sometimes you're like, man, right?
Yeah.
We had a problem the other day. It was actually we got lucky. We had a problem the other day, and it was the machine was taking a little bit like just wasn't kicking over. Like the battery sounded good, and the alternator. I'm like, dude, why is it not turning over? So and it got every time we started, we would get it, but then it just stopped eventually, and it would just chug. So
Yeah.
we're like, all right, like what is this, dude? A piece of brick line got into the fuel filter.
really,
Yeah, just stupid stuff like
It went
that
in the-
happens.
It was like whoever owned it before.
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
Went into the gas tank. It was small enough, I guess, to go through the fuel line.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
But it just got wedged like in the, that little ball that's in
Yep,
there, right? It
yep,
got wedged
yep.
in there and no gas was getting put through. And we're
Shit.
like, man, this guy's like, the mechanic came.
But it
he's
was
like,
a simple fix.
yeah,
though.
yeah,
yeah.
So we
Yeah.
got lucky with that and it was nice. But yeah, so when that happens, you're like, okay, thank God, right?
Yeah.
And,
No, I love this. I love the good news from the mechanic.
yeah.
You know, like
It
if
makes
I
your
gotta
day.
charge, if he charges an hour of labor, or whatever,
Yeah.
sure, I don't care.
Yeah. Little
But-
things like that you get used to. You're like, all right. But when he tells you, oh man, you need a new fuel pump or frickin'
Yeah, or the
whatever.
line in your
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah. I gotta replace the whole
Yeah.
engine. You're like, dude.
Oh yeah, that's that's when you're like, oh
That's
my
why it's,
god,
like,
okay,
it's
we
important.
really got to push some numbers today,
Yeah.
boys.
Exactly. Boys, we're staying late.
It's important, I think, to have a good mechanic.
Yep.
You could have some scumbag.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's this, and then charge you whatever, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're the guy.
because that's
Yeah.
that's not our forte.
No, exactly. No, man.
That's what
Like,
we hire them for,
No,
but they
yeah,
also know
100%.
that we don't know.
know
No,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good. point
100%.
there.
You have
Very
a good. That's
point.
again going back to like relationships. That's another good relationship
Yep.
to have is with your mechanic.
your
you know?
team. It's not
100%.
It's not just your team on the
on
field.
the site. No,
for
man.
sure.
Yeah.
It's the other people who are involved, your
Absolutely.
mechanics, your accountants,
Yeah.
your project coordinators,
All of
whoever,
that,
admin,
man.
whatever
Yeah.
it
The
is,
support
right?
guys,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Like working
Suppliers,
behind the
all
that,
scenes.
man.
Yeah.
Right,
They're all a
part
part
your
of
team.
the team,
Yeah, absolutely,
right?
man. Right.
So
100%.
yeah, no, that's awesome, man. No,
Yeah.
good
Couldn't
for
agree
you
more,
guys.
man, yeah.
Thanks.
So you guys came all the way from Barrie.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, respect to both of
No,
you to
appreciate
make
it,
that
man.
drive.
Yeah,
Especially,
yeah.
I know the weather's not the best today.
No, it's all good.
Was it
man.
okay?
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah?
yeah.
It wasn't even snowing.
No.
No,
It
it
was
was just-
honestly, it was windy. That was the
Okay.
only thing, right? A little bit of wind, but
We
truck
get
through
some
it.
crazy weather out here.
Yeah, it's all the
so,
field, right? That's
yeah.
the thing. So the snow drifts and stuff. But no, it was good, man.
So I'm assuming most of your work is in like Barrie and surrounding areas. I
Yeah,
guess?
Barrie,
Yeah,
GTA.
give or take, yeah.
We go to honestly, we like Barrie. It's kind of like the perfect median, you know. So
Yeah.
if, an hour south, you're in the city. You got all the GTA work
Yep.
that's non-union or whatever. An hour north, you get all those, and they're building like crazy up there, right? Because
Yeah.
they've already developed GTA, so a lot of these new builders now are going to Oro, Aurelia, Wasaga,
Yeah.
Elmville, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're good there too.
Nice.
So we can go both in an hour.
Yeah, good
direction.
market share.
For sure.
It
for
is.
sure.
It's nice. So
No, that's perfect.
but yeah, the weather's a little hard to deal with sometimes in the winter.
Yeah.
We get a lot of weather off the lake up
I
there.
was gonna say
buddy, the
because
snow.
I go snowboarding like I guess what is that Horseshoe Valley?
Yeah.
Mount St. Louis and like
yep.
all those places, and is that a part of Barrie or just after?
That's
Barrie?
just after,
That's
right?
just, yeah, it's like a
So-
little bit more north.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
guys
in
get
all
you
those
guys get
areas
some
there-
wild weather.
Dude,
eh?
it's crazy, and it comes out of nowhere a lot of times too. So a lot of
Yeah.
times we don't have
Watch
time
your
to like,
tarps.
dude. It's crazy, man. Those things are like a sale, right? So
Yeah.
it's like we. That's just with us staying organized. When we get the tarpers out and whatever.
You guys do it? Sorry to cut you off. You guys
Both.
do it or
So it
you
depends
use-
what it is, right? Like we just did a house recently that was a walkout.
Yeah.
So it's 4 scaffs high or whatever. So we kind of weigh it out where if we're not the best tarpers, obviously, so we're like, what, if this is a bigger house, what we'll do is we'll put the scaff, wrap the whole house,
Nice.
and then get the tarpers out and then just tarp the whole house.
Yeah.
We make sure it's real tight.
Yeah.
Because as soon as that stuff starts flopping around, as you know, man, it's just all the wind's gonna take it.
Yeah,
or the snow's gonna take it.
once the air gets inside,
man,
then
so
you're screwed.
If it's like an easy setup,
Yeah.
like if it's not too many in and outs, like
Not too many
if it's,
gables
if
or
it's not
whatever.
too high, you know, we'll tarp it.
Yeah.
right?
Nice.
Like,
right. So
but we're also not tarping it tight. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're not those guys,
Yeah.
right? We don't
Yeah,
know
you
how.
guys have a lot of. Are they landscapers off season that do the tarping, or like who?
I actually think
who do
so,
you
yeah.
use? I'm pretty sure because I started in this industry up in the Kitchener-Waterloo area, but then I was in Toronto for quite some time, and a lot of the companies were using other companies to do all the tarping.
Yeah.
Never tarped anything.
yeah.
And I think they were landscapers off season doing all the tarping.
Yeah, I believe they're landscapers. I think sprinkler installer stuff like that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of
I
those.
was, like this is like a while ago. I was talking to one of the guys like doing the tarping. I just asked him, I was like, "What do you do in the summertime?" And he was like,
Yeah.
"I do sprinkler systems."
Okay.
Right. So
Yeah.
I guess
It's probably what we hear the
yeah,
most is sprinkler
Yeah.
systems.
Like
right?
wintertime, you can't do sprinklers. You got to make money. So
Nice.
You know,
Right.
you
A
gotta
lot
have
of those
job.
guys, like sprinklers, landscaping, a lot of those hardscapes and stuff like that, a lot of them either go, like, as you know, snow plowing or whatever.
I was just gonna
But
say
yeah,
that.
snow plowing's a big one, but we've heard a lot of people going into tarps. Because I think,
Dude, we
what
have
it is-
nobody up here.
Nobody
really,
does
eh?
We
tarps?
had
No?
nobody. You cannot find a single company who will come tarp your scaffold for you.
Really? Wow.
Not one.
It's
They're
most-
all in the GTA.
Yeah, I was gonna say most companies in the GTA, especially, man, if you're doing like townhomes and stuff,
Yeah.
like you're calling tarpers.
See,
like-
that's the thing.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of large structures.
Yeah,
and we have to
yeah.
tarp everything ourselves.
It
so
takes a lot of time, right? That's
It
the thing, and
is.
it's like, you know, if you don't do it right, you know, you're spending half your day just wrestling with the tarps in the wind.
Oh,
and
yeah.
No, for
whatever,
sure,
So it's
yeah.
not.
we make
ideal.
sure we charge accordingly when it comes to
have
winterization
to,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I have to supply our own heat and all that, I
Yeah.
will. But a lot of these contractors supply their own heat, which
Yeah,
is
that's the
great.
same
Or
thing
they'll
we have.
supply the tarps, and we just charge them labor to install them
Absolutely. Yep.
and move them around,
Yeah.
which is kind of nice because when tarps are getting all fucked up, then
Yeah.
you just call the site super. Hey, man, we need more tarps.
Tarps,
Yep.
yeah.
Boom, more show
There
up.
it is,
away
yeah.
you go.
And man, it's crazy how expensive those things are, man.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
fucking
Like, what do you
tarp
guys
is
pay for like a 25 by 30? Like
dude, like $200.
Yeah.
25 by 30 tarp?
Yeah.
But how
bro.
many come in a bundle though?
I think like
There was like three.
three,
Yeah,
or
three of
something
them.
like that. Dude, they get expensive, man.
We're gonna talk after the show.
okay, yeah, perfect, dude. Because it's
that's
crazy.
I'm not
It's
paying that
insane.
much.
No, it's insane, man. Like
That's wild.
it's crazy, and like, you know, 90% of the what you maybe get two houses out of them, and they're all ripped up. You know, the pins at the
Yeah.
bananas at the top.
The
they go
bananas at the
through.
top, yeah. There,
you know.
but there is also ways to prevent all those things
There
from
is,
happening
yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
Because you know I've been tarping since I was 16 years old,
Yeah.
so there's all these little
get
tricks.
good at it, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's all these little
put
tricks.
the wood
like-
across the back. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
they
that
put a
helps
plank
lot.
across the back to
Yeah.
help the bananas. Some guys
Yeah.
will put tennis balls
Oh,
to
yeah.
really
yeah,
help.
I've seen that
That's
too.
smart.
Actually.
To
That's a
really
really
help
smart
as
idea.
well.
Yeah, it's a really smart idea.
But there's also these other tarps that were introduced to us at the expo. We went to the concrete.
Yeah, I saw you
expo.
went there actually. Yeah.
And it was really interesting. They're really thick tarps. So I heard about Eagle Tarps. This is just another brand.
Okay.
And you'll see in commercial jobs, especially in the States and stuff, they use it. It's like it almost feels like a thicker, like vinyl
Oh wow.
product. So they take the whole roll. They come in 4 foot rolls, 7 foot rolls, I believe it is. And you lift it up with the forklift. You attach the top to the very top of this. Like you attach your tarp, that Eagle tarp, to the very top of that scaffold.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you roll it down.
Oh wow.
And it's
And
all
just come
just
in
bungee,
strips,
it
like-
bungees
Actually,
all the
I
way
think
down.
we saw that something like that the other day. Remember, we saw that scaffold set up on
Yeah.
Instagram.
I think it was like magnets. They're doing something.
Yeah, and it
something
looked like
that.
it honestly.
Okay.
It looked like it was strips like that, like in between an 8 section.
Yeah, yeah.
And it looked like strips came down, and it kind of looks like magnets or bungees were kind of holding it
yeah,
to the.
there's
Yeah,
special
something
bungees
like
that
that,
go all the
yeah.
way
yeah,
around.
yeah.
And then
that's easy.
you do that with your overlap all the way through.
Yeah.
And they're very strong. Like the wind cannot
That's
ruin these
good, man,
tarps.
yeah.
Like they're very durable
Yeah.
tarps, but there's a cost to them.
Yeah, I
right?
was gonna say they're probably
So they're not for
pricey.
residential. You'll never see that. But
Yeah.
commercial projects,
Yeah.
100%.
Because that's the
Because-
thing. Commercial's a much bigger setup than residential.
Absolutely.
Right? It's huge.
Absolutely. And moving forward, I know I want to introduce them into some of my projects.
Even if they cost a little bit more, though, man, like it's okay if that's gonna. How much time is
'Cause
that
you're
gonna
never
save
fighting
you?
with tarps
Yeah,
again.
man.
Yeah.
It's gonna
They're
save you
up
how much
once.
headache and time.
and that's it.
Yeah, man.
And if they're
Leave 'em.
if they're reusable, you know, instead of
They
yeah,
are
you know what I mean?
because
You're
they're not getting ripped. They're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
getting
sure.
Yeah, they're not
damaged.
thin, you know.
Roll it back up, away you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's a special tape
Yeah.
that you tape the seams with. There's special tape that if there is a rip somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
it's super sticky. So it's
smart, man.
Oh,
It's
so
a
it's
good
like,
system.
it's like a whole system. Yeah, it's like a whole
It,
system.
it is.
Right? Yeah.
It is a whole system.
I like
and,
that a lot. I gotta look into that, man. 'Cause
yeah,
that's-
I will. I got the brochure from
yeah, please, that'd
buddy
be
there.
sweet.
But
Love hearing
yeah.
stuff like that.
it's a cool show just to see
Yeah.
all the new stuff that's coming out in the
and
industry.
whatever. Yeah, man.
Like the electric telehandler, that was crazy.
I saw that. That's insane. I didn't even.
That was crazy.
Like you see stuff, I'm like, I didn't know they were.
I
working on
don't
that.
think
Is it worth it? Like the runtime? You know what I mean? Like before you have to
8 hours of
charge?
run time. No, yeah, 8 hours of run time, 9 hour charge time
Okay.
So
to get to a
overnight,
full
yeah.
battery. So they
overnight,
say if
yeah,
you're doing
yeah.
shift work, you would have 2 batteries.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
To make it happen.
Yeah.
The battery's 400 pounds.
Jeez.
Holy, bro.
They have like a system where it comes out, but for what we do, we do a lot of rough terrain work.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I don't know.
It's only good for like warehouses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or
yeah.
if you're doing like block demising walls in
Yeah.
a slab on grade, like
if
factory
it's a slab,
or
yeah,
something
exactly
like
on
that.
the inside, right? Okay.
But for what we do, no.
Doesn't
That's
get
the thing.
beat up, right?
Yeah.
oh my,
something
like,
goes
and that's the
wrong,
thing too,
yeah.
is like, I just get worried about dust getting in the batteries and all
man.
the, you know.
even the cold too. Like batteries don't operate well
No.
in the winter at all. Like any battery, right? Even your phone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I feel like for it's great to hear that they're working on that kind of stuff with like electric with the trades and construction.
I figured it was going to happen.
It's gonna
sooner
happen.
than
I just
later.
think it's gonna be, like you said, really hard just with all the dust,
Yeah.
the mortar, especially like as you know, masons, man.
Yeah.
Like I've had people like buddies who've been selling their machines, and just because it was for a brick crew, the people won't buy it because they know we're just so
Yeah.
hard.
That's how
on it.
many people ask. Like,
Yeah.
so who was running this? Was it framers
yeah,
or
yeah.
was it masons?
Yeah,
It was the
exactly.
masons. All right, take off 20 grand.
Yeah,
then.
literally, like, buddy, we knew you beat the hell out of this.
Like
thing.
back to that, we had that. Found that piece of brick line in the gas tank.
Yeah.
Our machine was down, so I asked the framers to borrow their machine. So buddy's like sitting, he's like, "Oh, call my boss." And then he's like talking to his boss. His boss like, he's like, "Oh, can the brickies use the machine?" And he gives me the phone. He was like, "You got to take it easy." He was like,
yeah.
Don't drive it how you drive your machine. I'll
Of
let
course.
you use it. He's like, but don't beat the piss out of it.
Hey, man, respect to
Yeah.
that guy for even,
Yeah,
you know,
he helped us,
allowing
yeah.
you guys to
Absolutely,
use it.
man.
Yeah, I
'Cause
beat
that's
the
the
piss
thing,
out of it.
man.
But I'm kidding.
Man, that's a thing too. Like when your machine goes down,
Yeah.
it's like, now what?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
are we all going to
Buddy,
like,
for sure.
you know, try and do this without the machine?
Yeah.
Or
You
if
just
you're on a
call it.
large enough
Yeah.
site,
Yeah.
Ask
go off for the
somebody.
guy for some diesel or some
Yeah.
cash. Hey, man,
Absolutely.
can we just use your machine
Yeah,
to
it's
lift
nice
the
to
mortar
have.
up?
That's why it's good to get along with even other trades
Other
on
trades,
site,
yeah.
man. Because like, whether they need help or you need help, we're all on the same site,
Yeah.
man. And you're gonna be working on top of each other inevitably,
Yeah.
or need help or whatever.
Gotta work
right?
together,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Everyone.
Any trade, everybody,
Everyone.
right? So it's nice. We've always been pretty good on sites, and we help each other.
Yeah.
Even with like our last site, there was a couple other bricklayer crews, and
Yep.
dude, we were like, I swear, at some points we would like merge crews just to help. Like their
Nice.
mixer would be
Yeah.
down, they'd be mixing with us,
Yeah.
we'd be using their
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah.
Like it's nice to have.
That's the cool thing about
Yeah,
being on a
man.
large site with other,
absolutely.
you know, especially other masons
Yeah,
too, because
exactly,
you know they're
right.
gonna work with you
100%,
rather
right?
than against you.
Yeah,
there
yeah,
are
right.
guys who work against you, but you know, I feel like most of them are kind of dying off.
I was gonna say you can't bother with them guys,
No,
man. You know,
because you help the one guy, like the framer let you use his machine.
Yeah.
What if something happens to his and now
his.
he comes up to you?
Yeah,
guys?
dude, and for us, it's like, dude, no problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of
Give
course
you
you
a
can
hand,
use it.
right?
Yeah, we'll give you a hand. Like,
Yeah.
it's nothing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if, the guy's going to be a prick,
Yeah,
it's like,
so
damn, I'm not going
yeah.
out of my way
Yeah.
to, help anybody.
Yeah.
Right? But
Yeah, if he asks for, if something happens to him, like, no. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, remember that one time you told me no?
Yeah.
Yeah, take a hike.
Yeah.
yeah,
See
exactly.
ya.
You know what I mean?
Right?
Ciao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but,
So how long have you guys been in the industry, the trade?
I've been in it for, I don't know, maybe 9 years now, around there, give or take.
9 years.
Yeah,
Me,
about 9 years.
not so much. Like, I've maybe 4 in total.
Okay.
Like, that's including, like, laboring. So maybe 4 years in total. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not too long in the trade. But I like it.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure you do.
Yeah,
I'm sure you
kind of
do.
gotta like
Yeah.
it to stick
Yeah,
with it, right?
yeah.
So,
4 years in.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But
Good
it's
for you.
yeah, I started myself personally. I started actually originally I went to school to be a welder.
Nice.
Just to, yeah, did nothing with that, but
Yeah.
I went to trade school. It was quick. It was like 7 months or something out of high school. Couldn't find work as a welder, so I had a buddy, and his father owned a masonry company, and I was like, you know what? Like my father owned a commercial landscaping company, so we did a lot of interlock and stuff like that for plazas and so on.
Okay.
So I was like not a stranger to like hard work. Saw the brick side of it, just stuff that my buddy would show me. I was like, let's try
Yeah.
this. And I, won't lie, like the pay sounded good, but I was like, what? I do genuinely enjoy working hard. So I was like, let's try this, right? And he was like, oh, can you work? And I was like, yeah, I've done this. He's like, come to the site, like no problem. Sure enough, I really just fell in love with it, man. Even like laboring, laboring then was like, I'm saying then like it was how many years ago?
Yeah,
but,
no doubt.
You know what I mean? But laboring even then, like I feel like it was still had that old Portuguese
Oh,
man,
trust me, I
those
get that.
guys. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I
So
know.
it was a good experience. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
and I feel like it definitely
That's
made us
that
good
made you.
bricklayers.
That
it
made you
does.
the way
Man,
you are.
It does. But buddy, sometimes it was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
what?
But you know what? Diamonds, man. They're made under pressure.
100%.
So
for sure.
that's the way I look
That's
at
what
it.
makes. I had a bricklayer tell me because we went to the bar after work, and this guy, he was such a prick, and I was like, dude. Like I literally asked him, I'm drinking now, and I'm like, dude, why are you such an asshole?
Yeah, a
all
little
the
bit of
time?
confidence
Yeah,
now.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, yo, you're a prick, eh? He's like, buddy. He's like, you know why? I'm like, why, man?
Yeah.
Like, just be nice. He's like, no. He's like, because if I'm too nice, you're not gonna be good. He's like, good bricklayers are made under pressure.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I guess that's true. And bro,
Yeah.
he was right, man. You know?
No,
what I mean?
it's
So-
true, man. I went through the same thing, man. I'm Portuguese
Yeah.
myself, and worked with a lot of
Oh,
Portuguese
yeah,
people,
man.
old school guys.
Hardest
and they
workers
just-
on site, man. All the time,
Absolutely,
dude.
but a lot of screaming and yelling.
Dude, it's
and,
crazy.
You know,
Verbal
getting made fun
abuse
of.
and- Oh,
I used
yeah,
to wear
made the
glasses, okay, but I got laser eye surgery. But I wore glasses, man, from like the age of 10 all the way until I was like 21.
Oh, wow.
So many years.
Years, yeah.
So he's like, Ty, go grab the color in the job shed. I was like, okay. Go in there, couldn't find it. Come back out. He said, where's the color? I said, Frank, I can't find it. You got 4 fucking eyes. You got 4 fucking eyes and you can't find the color. If I go find that color, man, losing it. Things like that.
Oh, yeah, man.
Things like that.
That's what makes
But-
you, dude. It's
Well,
hilarious,
yeah.
right?
Well, like,
So-
dude, I like glasses ain't gonna change my eyes. You know how much I get picked on? Asian guy, like especially bricklayer.
I
Oh,
love,
man.
hey, man,
They're like-
you
Yeah.
don't see many
Yeah.
Asian guys.
No, dude,
Yeah.
every
So-
site we go to, they're
Yeah.
like, we meet like other bricklayers on the site or whatever, and they legit like stare at Kevin. They're like, and
Yeah.
Kevin's like, I know, man. He's just like, dude,
Yeah.
I've never seen an Asian bricklayer.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
they'll like look at me like, and then they'll look away. They're like,
yeah, do a double take.
And
It's
I'll
so
just
funny.
pretend.
Wait a minute, look at me again?
Yeah. And I'll just pretend they're like checking me out because I'm sexy. Instead of being Asian, I'm just like, oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
love that.
Like
I
hike the
love
pants
that.
up a bit.
You have
know?
a good sense of humor,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's
No,
good.
like,
That's
well,
good,
what, am I
man.
gonna cry about it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
I'm gonna be crying in the bathroom every
That's
night.
hilarious.
No, it's funny though.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like a lot of them, like, oh, like, so I worked at the same place Antonio worked at.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
worked there together.
And there was a guy there. I remember when I first started with them. Like I already worked at another company before,
Okay.
and then I left there, and then they picked me up at their company. And yeah, when I first showed up, like I knew a lot of the guys, right? But there was some like other guys there I didn't know. Like there was a Portuguese guy. Yeah, he kept staring at me. Didn't talk to me, nothing. And then after we got more comfortable, he was like saying, he's like, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw you walk on the side, he was like, what the fuck is this Chinese guy doing on this site? Right? Or even I had a union rep actually
Yeah.
say to me, he was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? He was like, usually, Asians work with their brains, right?
Yeah,
not with
yeah.
not with their hands, right? And I was just like, fuck, I guess I got dropped as a kid. I don't know. Like, I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not that doctor.
Yeah. Hey, man, you're a surgeon on the wall, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
Yeah,
definitely using that brain on the wall.
100%, man.
So, and for somebody to say something like that, I'd be like, man, like you come and do what I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You stop being a little rep that just runs around. You come do what I do and tell me how much you use
One
your
last
brain.
day, pal.
Yeah.
Serious.
No,
That's
it was
crazy.
just
So-
funny. Like,
No, that's
Yeah.
that's a
And
good
then,
story, man.
yeah, I've seen like other union reps for like bricklayers, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's the infamous Chinese bricklayer."
Yeah, like no,
We've heard all about
yeah,
you.
we've heard about you, man.
Yeah.
This is great. Can I get an autograph?
Yeah, I'm like,
Dude, start a new Instagram
yeah.
page
Dude, I
just
put,
so that.
put my finger out, like kiss the ring.
Yeah.
Kiss the ring, bud.
Yeah. Feeling
yeah, man.
famous. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that's funny.
No, that's sweet, man. That's awesome. So obviously you guys both labored,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you guys already. Did you guys have that idea in the back of your head, like I want to be on the wall, or like how did that
Oh
happen?
yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I wasn't a big fan of laboring. Like I liked it. Don't get me wrong. And I think why, well, like we were talking about, like laboring for, like laboring then, now even in the union is like, you know, I think it's 3 to 1 bricklayers, right?
Yep.
1 laborer to 3
Yep.
bricklayers, which is manageable. Dude, when I labored, nobody gave a shit about
Yeah.
that ratio.
Here's 12 bricklayers. Go.
Dude, literally, like if it was 7 bricklayers, like that was an all right day. You were good. You know what I mean? But it was hard, man. Like
Yeah.
it was, you know, definitely very like high pace, stressful, man. These guys are yelling at you. They
Yeah.
don't give a shit how busy you are. You better get these cuts going.
That's right.
Don't let the masa dry up. None of
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing, you know, every second of the day, you know, you're running and your goal is to not hear
Yeah.
masa being screamed at
Yeah.
you, right?
Yeah.
But after a while, you know, you start watching these guys, and it, you know, for me, it almost looks satisfying. And I was like, you know, I want to try this.
Yeah.
But as you know, like to kind of make that jump or get your employer to get you from labor, especially if you're good,
Yeah.
to get them to be like, okay, you know what?
They don't want to lose a good
no,
neighbor.
they don't want to lose a
No,
good
no,
laborer, right? So
sure.
you know, to get that push from labor to bricklayer,
Yeah.
it was a lot of pressure too. I knew I wanted to do it, so I knew how to perform because my boss then literally told me, dude, if you don't pick this up like at, you know, light speed here, you're getting a shovel back in your hand. And I was like, okay. So I went, you know, bought all these tools or whatever. So my goal was to get ahead of all these bricklayers
Get some wall time.
and get some wall time,
Yeah.
right? And you know, they would get mad here and there. You know, they'd be like, "Dude, you know, you could be doing joints, this and that," and I'd be
Yeah.
like, "You know what? Like, I just ignore them. You know, just kind of learn how to spread the masa,
Yeah,
and, you know,
give her.
stuff like that." And then after a while, I remember this dude. It was like graduation for me. I swear to God, like this
That's
guy,
awesome.
dude. This guy came to me and he gave me a good trowel, and he's just like, "Buddy." Like, put the shovel down. You're a bricklayer now. Because you know why? He was pissed at
That's
the other
awesome.
bricklayers. He's like, buddy, I'm gonna make those guys run. You don't get off the wall today. And
Yeah, yeah.
I've been laying brick ever since.
Dude, that's awesome.
it was
Good for you,
literally,
man.
yeah. I grabbed the
Respect to that.
trowel. I was like, buddy,
Nice.
new
Yeah.
life. Like,
Yeah.
That's your diploma
yeah,
right
literally
there.
my diploma,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
That's awesome.
It was really good, man. But that was that switch for me.
Cool.
And yeah, it was like starting all over again. Now I'm not being yelled at to get moss
Yeah,
anymore. I'm
yeah,
yelled
you're
at to
doing
lay
the yelling.
brick. Yeah, right. So it was cool.
That's awesome. What about you, Kev?
I actually didn't labor for too long,
Okay,
was
lucky.
like,
Lucky.
Yeah.
like a year and a half
Yeah.
max. But I was like same thing, right? Like I would have to labor, get ahead, and then jump on the wall.
Earn that wall time.
Yeah. So like, yeah, like, you know, I don't know if I got it as bad as Antonio.
Yeah.
Like like I did get yelled at, right? You don't get treated the best as a
Yeah.
laborer, but yeah, like when I finally got told I was becoming a bricklayer, I think it took like another like 8 months before I actually was on the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, you have that like on and off. You know, the
Yeah.
laborers
Yeah,
fall behind you.
of
Have to come
course.
off the
Yeah.
wall.
Gotta help
and
'em.
You gotta
Yeah.
help them out,
Yeah.
right? And you're, you know, the new bricklayer.
Yeah.
Anybody's gonna get off the wall. It's gonna be you.
That's
right?
right.
So,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
But I didn't mind it. And then when you know, like when I became was able to stay on the wall,
Yeah.
it was a good feeling, right? Like
Yeah, of course.
and like going back to
The
what you s-
graduation.
Yeah, like you're like hell
I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's up, Dad? You still hate me? What up? But
Yeah.
no,
that's
you're
awesome.
saying that did we have the thought of staying as a laborer or becoming a bricklayer? I think if you go into the trade just wanting to stay as a laborer, I think you're in the wrong business, man. Like, it's a company, it's a trade of go-getters.
Yeah.
You shouldn't go into it like not wanting more. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. And I don't want to, it's true. Be a go-getter, learn more. But I'm not sure if you guys know, I've only ever laid 6 bricks in my life.
Yeah.
So you know, with that being said, there's still a crap load to learn as a
Yeah,
laborer,
yeah,
as an
for sure.
operator,
Yeah.
right?
Like,
Because
you
are
yeah.
the operations manager.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to the scaffold, the setup, the
100%,
organization, the
man.
ordering material, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, communication with your foreman, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
And then even when you step out of residential into commercial,
Yeah.
that's where everything changes as a laborer.
Yeah.
For sure.
You're not just a brick monkey anymore.
No.
Giving brick and mortar, making cuts.
Yeah.
After that, so this is the way I look at it. For every laborer, when they start with me and they're green, let's understand how to keep the bricklayers going on the scaffold by giving mortar, making sure they have their material, softening up the mud, making their cuts. Once you've mastered that, now come with me. I'm going to teach you how to run this machine.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we're going to learn to run the machine and build scaffold.
Yeah.
So once they master that, now they're able to do everything.
Yeah, 100%.
Now they can become an operator.
Yep.
And
make that switch
coordinate
too,
things
yeah.
with the foreman,
Yeah.
and they make great money as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And then in commercial, that's when the bigger toys are introduced, hydraulic elevated working platforms.
hydraulics.
Now they need hoisting or rigging because you're working with tower cranes and mobile cranes. These are all the things that change, right? And
100%.
those are the things that allowed me to stay a laborer and an operator and not want to be a bricklayer.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to keep playing in my Zoom boom.
Yep.
I wanted to keep playing with the tower cranes. I wanted to keep playing with mobile cranes. I wanted to keep playing with my big hydraulic elevated platforms. I couldn't stop. Like
Absolutely.
you could not get me on the wall.
There's a lot I find too within the labor side of it. There's a lot more for the labor to actually be doing. Like bricklayers is like, dude, your sole like focus is just the material, getting that material
units on
in
the wall, yeah.
Production,
making sure that's straight, and you're actually physically putting that in.
That's right.
On right. For the labor, it's like you're worrying about the quantity. Like, is there enough brick? Is there enough mortar? You know, the driver. How is the mortar? Is it good consistency?
Yeah.
You know, and then you got to look at, oh shit, you know, we're getting low on brick. I got to tell whoever to order
That's
more
right.
brick. I got to order the sand. I got to make sure that
There's a lot going on in here.
there's a lot.
yeah.
You always got to be ahead of those bricklayers, especially
Yeah.
if they're a fast crew too.
Yeah.
Dude, the forklift driver is number one. He's usually should be the first one on site, probably the last one to leave
Always.
too, right?
First and last.
First and last, right?
First and
in every
last.
crew that I've ever seen, you know, the driver, laborers, especially the driver though, is always making the most hours.
Of course.
Because, like I said, he's got to get there at least a half an hour. Winter,
Yeah.
it's got to be like an hour. He's got to start all the, you know, the water, heat it up.
Heaters.
1 hour,
Heaters,
dude.
all that
Yeah,
stuff. You know, he's got to make the mortar that way when the bricklayers come, it's just ready to go, right?
Yeah.
So I find there's a lot more of an organization portion to the job on the laborers in the operators
course.
section. Like if you're not organized, man, like you could have the best bricklayers in
That's
the world.
right. I say this all the time.
If your setup is shit, or you know you have no masa, or you know your labor's always falling behind, dude, you're not laying nothing.
No.
Yeah,
Right.
You're losing money.
Speed is
Losing money.
Speed is like being comfortable. If you're
Yeah.
comfortable, the scaffold set up comfortable.
Oh,
your bricks
buddy,
are in
production
reach. Yeah,
flows.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
the
And as you know, man,
labors,
there's nothing better than a good setup. You know what
Of
I mean?
course.
Like it's flowing. You know,
everything.
like
It
the
is.
laborers are, you know, they're able to move fast,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The bricklayers are able to move fast,
Absolutely.
right? Like, and then everything flows well, right?
Of course. Should be like a well-oiled machine.
No,
That's the way I.
Should
That's
be
the way I look
that
at it.
flow,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Everything should just be
Yeah.
flowing all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. And I'm really enjoying this conversation because
great,
we can
man.
relate
So much, yeah.
so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I honestly, again, so happy to have you guys here. So 9 years, 4 years for yourself. And where do you guys see yourselves with AT Brick and Stone in the next 5 to 10 years?
Honestly, we do a lot of residential builds, right? Subdivisions and stuff like that. That's what we know. That's where we came from. Originally, when we were working for a crew, we were in the union.
Okay.
So when we opened up the company, it's non-union now. We find that the union, as you know, is like very, very fast paced.
Yeah.
They don't care. I don't want to say don't care, but like it's quality's not on the
Quality's
top.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not
You
the
smash
top of
it,
the
right?
list.
Slam it up.
Yeah, you're
It's not the
slamming it
same,
up.
yeah.
You know, just that that standard's a little less on that end. And you know, from the union, we learn how to move fast, but we also learn what kind of like we don't care work looks like, kind of
Yeah.
thing. So we took lessons both positive and negative from that. and put it into how we operate and run our crew.
Good.
So we get told all the time how fast we are and whatever, but we won't sacrifice that quality, right? Because that is what will separate us, especially in the
100%.
residential builds, right?
100%.
So to answer your question, where we see it in another couple years is probably we're looking at making that switch as well into probably commercial work, bigger buildings. You know, we've done retirement homes and stuff like that, plaza buildings and whatever. We actually enjoy that kind of stuff. It's really nice, and if you have the standard for that stuff, as you know, is like a lot higher than just residential builds.
Yeah.
That stuff's got to be like 110%, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a crew that can move fast and can produce that quality, that's a great sector, I think, for us to be in. So we're making that switch slowly into that. But we still do love our residential builds. We love the fast pace, the go.
Yeah.
You know, we do love it.
I get that because, you know, doing tract homes or high production
Yeah.
For sure.
houses, you have a volume of work in one location.
Exactly. And that's the main thing too.
You're
that
never
we like.
mobilizing,
No.
demobilize,
Yeah.
mobilize, demobilize.
That's the thing, right?
It's You're there, your scaffold's there, it's set up. I know you guys
Absolutely.
pick up your scaffold,
Yeah, we
move
pick
it
it
around.
up and move it, yeah.
So it just makes sense.
It is.
They
It's
can
very
give you 7
fast-paced.
lots on the same street.
Yeah.
You just all the way
You're
down.
rolling all the time. You're
Yeah.
rolling with the
Yeah.
houses,
Yeah.
right? So the bricklayers are laying every day,
Yeah,
whereas like
they're-
customs, like as you know, customs, you get there, it's a lot tighter. You know, you got to worry about the existing homes on either side.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, you're dealing sometimes directly with the homeowner, not always a GC.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So it's that quality's got to be 100%. You know, you're going to get called for repairs, stuff like
course.
that. You
Very
always
rare they're not problems. Very
Yeah.
rare are there when we're on a custom. If it's not Antonio or me hopping off trying to solve something.
something,
Something
right?
Deficiency
It's-
somewhere.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's just a different kind of it's a different game a little bit with the customs. We do them and we enjoy them. It's just you have to adjust your approach and you have to make sure your crew knows, okay, guys, this is a custom, so it's not like slam this up.
Yeah.
It's,
especially if the client's going to be on site often.
Every day, yeah.
every
Whether
day
they
they're
hire a
looking.
project manager or not,
Yeah, somebody's
the homeowners still
on
come
you.
in
Yeah.
to
For
sure.
see their house.
Yeah,
For sure.
That's
right?
being
And
constructed.
a lot of the times, man, those guys will come like because they're excited, right? It's their
Of
house,
course,
they,
yeah.
especially
That's
the brick,
it.
you know.
That's it. You said
and we've
it.
said this before, you know, and you said it as well. You know, that's what you see is the brick on
Yep.
the outside, right?
You're dressing that structure.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So people are very excited to see that of what they're going to see and everybody else is going to see, right?
Yeah.
Because if, you know, the brick looks like garbage, man, they're just going to think the whole house is
Yep.
shit.
Of course.
Right? So people would get very excited with that and they like to, again, which I understand, they like to nitpick at everything. So with the customs, you got to slow it down, you know, but with that being said, you're not rolling like you are, right?
No,
You're setting up scaffold and you're tearing it down,
That's
right?
right.
So half the job is just more than half is just setup. It's
more labor intensive.
Yeah, labor intensive, right?
Yeah.
Laying the brick is the easiest part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
So, yeah. So with the business, you know, we try to be very versatile with customs, residential, and now going into
Do it all.
commercial. Do it
Yeah,
all.
we just
Why
gotta,
not?
You got to adapt, right?
Yep.
Whatever's out there, you got to do.
How long have you guys been in business?
Business has been around for about 4 years now.
Okay.
So it's yeah, it's definitely at first, you know, it's harder when you like I'm sure as you know to start out just to make those connections and you know have that
You got to start residential.
you got to, right? And that's how you meet these people
Yep.
and you know you kind of get your name out
That's right.
there and whatever and you know now it's a little bit better now as we were talking before with Instagram and social
course.
media, you know, you have a
free
platform-
advertising.
It is. It's free advertising, you know. If people I find too if people see you have good work and you know you have that, you know, you're not a you know guy that just comes and goes and
Yeah.
just, you know, after the money kind of thing.
Yeah.
Care.
You care
Yeah.
and you take pride and this is what you do. That's people are going to see that, right? So we try to show that in our social media presence, and we've gotten a lot of work from that, so that's helped a lot. But yeah, we're at the point now. You know, we've marketed as we were talking before the cold calls and just introducing the company, keeping your
man.
name out
Sales-
there.
sales.
Man, right?
Sales are
And that's
important.
another thing too. People don't understand about you know. You hear a lot of bricklayers say, "Yeah, I want to do my own thing and this and that," right? But again, laying brick is like, dude.
There's a whole other
Is,
grind
yeah.
attached
There's
to
a
that.
lot of work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Laying
oh
the
yeah.
actual brick is, you know, maybe 20%, 30% of the job.
Yep.
You know, you got to now market that, make the
That's-
connections.
That's the
and we were
thing.
talking about having the good setup, staying organized. It's, you know,
Yeah.
it's a whole thing,
Yeah.
right? Like any business really, but
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot to brick. I find there's a lot more to this, to brick of running a brick company even so than there is to other trades. You know what I mean? Like, dude, we got the Zoom booms. You have to have the trailers,
Yeah.
the trucks. You got to order the
Expensive,
floats.
yeah.
All the material is so expensive, man. Your mixers,
Yeah.
yada yada yada. So it's a lot to deal with,
No,
Yeah, it's-
absolutely.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like you said, it takes, not everybody can do it.
yeah.
And if you can, kudos to you. Like, good for you. You know, look at where you came, right?
Yeah.
Now you got a podcast.
Yeah.
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 Like,
It's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
It's awesome, right? And
It's really good to
It's
see
all about
things.
leveling up, man.
Yeah,
Exactly,
for sure.
exactly
That's
what
what
I was
it
gonna say.
is.
It's really good to see
That's
things
life.
level up, and it's funny to see just you take a step back, and I'm sure you've done this, you know, especially at the end of the year. You know, you're looking over your books, you're looking at what you guys have done for the year, and you're like, you see that growth
Yeah.
of just your crew,
Yeah.
your knowledge, the scale of jobs
Yeah,
you're doing.
man.
I mean, look at yourself. You're doing a podcast now.
Yeah.
You know, like it's crazy just to see where things go. You know,
Yeah.
so I think
And
that
that's-
is
yeah.
the exciting part.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And more doors open as you
Yeah.
go.
Absolutely. All the
As you
time,
go, on through your journey in business, more doors will
100%.
open.
Yeah.
You guys are 4 years in business now. Kudos to you.
Appreciate it,
Because a
man.
lot of people can't survive the first 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, it's hard.
There's always going to be hard times.
Always,
That's how
man.
life is. It's
Yeah.
always up and down,
100%,
even
brother.
with relationships with family, relationships with friends and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
there's always going to be obstacles to overcome.
Yeah.
But as long as you can always, one foot in front of the other, keep moving
Keep it going.
forward,
Yeah.
Sure.
Keep it rolling.
understand the end goal, right?
Yeah.
And understand the reason why you're doing it. That's what's going to keep motivating
yeah.
you to continue to push forward, because after your 5th, 6th year, you're going to know that
Yeah.
that's when you're like, wow.
Yeah.
You look, because now I'm in my 6th year.
Yeah.
And just like you said, I look back and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's
And
crazy. I
it
started
is.
just like you guys.
Yeah,
just
absolutely, man.
residential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could not leave the job site
Yeah.
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
I was always working, always the first one on that site, and I'd leave at 9 o'clock at night. I'd have lights on everything. Winters are crazy because I would
Yeah.
have to. I would tarp everything by myself.
Yeah.
Nobody around.
And that's it. You have to do that stuff.
but that's the grind.
Yeah.
because you know the mission that you're on.
absolutely. And you have to love that
And it's
grind,
gonna
man.
get to a point where this is what I understood. It was getting tough for me to be on the site all the time.
Yeah.
Because now I have 4 different crews that I'm managing.
Wow. Good for you. man.
So I have to have a foreman on each of those
Yeah.
crews, really good leaders.
Yeah, you can't be
because
everywhere,
work. I
yeah.
work with my leaders on
Yeah.
the site. Really good forklift operators with each of them.
Yep.
Great equipment that goes a long way.
Yeah.
But I can't be on these projects,
All at
even though I
once,
still
man.
try.
Yeah.
Because I can't. There's no way I can ever
Yeah.
take myself out of that equation completely.
no.
But now there's a lot of back end stuff.
Absolutely.
Just like you mentioned before, the sales.
Yeah,
The
absolutely,
the
man.
prospecting, generating leads, all
All
that stuff.
You keep the new stuff coming in, and you
Gotta keep the boys working,
always,
right?
man,
So-
right? And I feel like after you get to that stage, now you're running multiple crews. I feel like I watched a video the other day, and this guy was talking about just companies in general, and he's
Yeah.
like, when smaller guys, when you're first starting out. And you start to grow and get to scale, and you're running multiple sites, doing multiple. You have, you're in charge of 15, 20 people. You kind of got to make that switch of, okay, you know what? Like, there's gonna come a time where me and Kev are not gonna be on the wall every day.
That's
anymore.
right.
So I think mentally too, you have to prepare yourself to be like, I don't have. You have to put people in your position, the
Yep.
correct people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Build that crew up. That way, it just grows with itself. Okay, yeah, I have more
does.
layers
I-
now.
yeah.
Right. I can lay more. My operators are great. I don't have to babysit.
Yeah,
But now
yeah.
you got to feed this machine of a company.
right.
So you got to go. You got to make these connections. You got to go to these meetings. You can't be there.
That's right.
And laying or whatever. You
Yeah.
have people to do that now. So it's almost like a different mentality switch
Yeah.
in your head, where you're playing almost a different role a little bit.
It's tough, yeah, making that
Yeah,
switch.
right. And we see that even with
yeah.
where we're at now with ourselves. It's like that's why we like that there's 2 of us.
That was
That's-
just about to say that.
I
Yeah.
was
Yeah, he can
touch on that.
Yeah.
Touch
Yeah.
on that.
he can, like, let's say last house, right? We just did.
Yeah.
Could be anything, like a problem, or you just go pick up a check or
Sure.
whatever, right? Like Antonio can leave or I can leave, and what we can still be, like, what is it? Confident
Yeah.
that stuff's getting done.
Absolutely.
Right? Like if I'm gone, Antonio's there, I don't have to worry.
Yeah.
Right? He can take, like, let's say I'm
Stress
gone.
free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the site super's got a problem, Antonio's there.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Antonio's gone, site super's got a problem, or there's a problem with the water.
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
I'm
As
there.
man, it's always a problem
Yeah.
somewhere, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So that's the thing.
No,
It
that's
helps,
cool though.
right? Yeah.
You're
It is,
absolutely
right?
right
You
to
need
have
Yeah.
That
you know?
guy, right? Whether he's an owner with you or
Yep.
just like your right hand foreman
Yeah.
or
That's right.
whatever. anybody you put into these power, even if we're both busy and, you know, we have foremans or whatever, we want those guys. And I think that's when it comes to treating your guys good too, especially you give them a good wage, give them a good incentive. Cause yeah, you got to, it's going to cost you money. You got to pay these guys good money.
100%.
But
sure.
what the incentive that they're going to have of, I got to make sure that this is going, even though, you know, Ty's leaving and he's got shit to do.
That's right.
Production's not going to stop. Because if you don't have that guy, it is.
They own that
They
responsibility.
do, right? And if you don't have that guy, as you know, man, the second you leave the site and you leave anybody, you leave these guys alone, dude, production plummets.
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't want that.
No, you can't, right? Especially with our overhead. You know,
Of course.
in brick, man, we have tons of overhead.
Of course.
Like it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You know, whether it's
Some days I feel like the overhead's already at 100%.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just like,
nuts.
dude, as soon as you step out of the house, some overhead, it's like, you're already $1,000 for the day. It's like, Jesus, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why it's a very high pace job. It
Yeah.
has to be with
Yeah.
us, right? Because there's tons of overhead.
That's right.
But like I said, you know, if you have the right people in place that are your right hands and you have a good team
Yep.
and they have not only your best interest, but the companies, which will reflect on their best interest
Yeah.
of a good company run.
Of course.
If everybody has that as a priority, you can sleep at night.
100%.
You know?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
That leads me to my next question. Like, how do you guys feel about the culture of family? What do you guys think about that culture? Do you guys introduce that into AT Brick and Stone with your team?
Yeah, like our guy, like you can ask our guys. Like I actually just what was it?
Friday.
Friday. I went out and got food at Chuck's Roadhouse.
Nice.
Right, you know, after 9, it's half price apps.
There you go.
Gotta go. So
There you
I
go.
was like, yeah, no, I'm shoveling the driveway. The things like, oh, you're supposed to be there at 8. I was like trying to push it till 9. And no, we like literally, I just had all the guys out and we got food and beers and I paid for
important.
their beers and whatnot because it's like they all work hard.
Treat
You gotta
them.
and
treat
we're
them,
like
right?
we're all friends. Like the one guy, Julio.
Yeah.
I knew him. I knew him before bricklaying,
Okay.
right? Like I know his family, I know his wife, I know his kids.
That's awesome.
right?
Yeah.
Like they joke around and saying like I'm their kid's older brother.
Yeah. That's
right?
cool.
Right? And then the other guy, Emilio, the Dominican guy, he's somewhat newer in our crew, but
You
it's
mesh
like,
as well.
yeah, it's like we're friends.
Yeah,
it's like
we
we've
are.
been friends for a while.
Right.
That's important
Right?
when
It
everyone's
is.
on the same kind of
Yeah.
frequency.
Yeah, same frequency. You have that chemistry, you know?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So for us, you know, exactly like you're saying, like we're very close. Even like little things, like we don't all go to our van and just eat lunch individually or whatever. You know, we eat lunch together. You know, we shoot the shit for the half an hour on break or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we try to do little things. You know, sometimes we'll go get the guys coffee. Little things, just here, boys, some coffee, donuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and we want our guys to feel like, you know, if they have an issue, you know, they can come to us with whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we hold a big standard and feel a big responsibility as being their employer. You know what I mean? So, you know, I take it seriously where I have to make sure that these guys are always being fed. You know, they have families, they got bills and shit. They got to keep their lives going, right? I feel like that's my responsibility as an employee. It's not like I'm just trying to make the most profit, screw my guys. I want to make sure everybody comes to work, is happy, great environment. They're taken care of. They feel like structure, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need that,
it's
right?
like-
It's not just a
man.
free-for-all every day.
Here's the thing. It's lonely at the top.
It is, man.
So why not bring people with
You, right? Because
right?
there's no point of going to the top if you're going to be alone. I'm not doing it for that, right?
Yeah.
And we're those guys where we're like, dude, we're going to the top. There's no other way to go,
Yeah.
right? But it's like we want to
And everybody's coming.
and you're coming with us whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we do that, and we do that too. I feel like we do that as we push our guys. You know what I mean? It comes down, we have conversations with our guys, you know, especially our bricklayer apprentices and whatever. We're like, you know, we generally want to pay you guys more, right?
Yeah.
So we tell them, this is what we need to see.
Expectations.
And we want to, you know, I want to be able to pay you guys not based on your hours, based on your value.
Yeah.
Right.
Boom.
Whether you work for me or not, I care about you. So if you go,
Value.
for, it's something, you know, whatever. If you want to go work for another crew, it's fine. You know what I mean? But you have that value to take with you now to another crew, and you are an asset. As you know, a good bricklayer, a good laborer, a good forklift driver, you'll pay them whatever.
Of course.
Right? Because they're hard to come by.
Yeah, you don't
right?
want them to leave.
And that's
right?
the thing. And if you're a good boss, man, those guys will never leave you.
That's right.
Right? So
That's
we
right.
want that. It's an investment of our
Yeah.
time, of
Yep.
our care, whatever. You have that chemistry. These guys are a good asset. They're your asset. And that goes back to it being a well-oiled machine, your company, right?
That's right.
These guys are producing for you. And it's honestly out of respect. You know what? I want to see these guys do good.
Yeah.
And that money that I always tell the guys, dude, guys, if I'm doing good, you're doing good.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, and I need that to be known with all the employees, right?
That's awesome.
So, you know, it comes down to even if these guys are having a problem, we see like some attitude or, you know, something's wrong with a guy, we'll pull this guy aside and be like,
Yeah.
what's your issue?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's your
mediate
problem?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, is it a problem? Is there something I can do, man? Like,
Yep.
what is it?
Yeah.
Right? Because
Because everyone brings somehow they always bring the outside life into
right,
the
which I
work
get,
life.
right?
It's
I
not-
understand.
It's not all just about work, right?
No,
Like,
that's
Yeah,
right.
we
right.
all
Sometimes,
got other
sometimes these
stuff.
guys just need to talk about whatever, right? And we're here for that
Vent,
too. Yeah, man.
whatever.
You know, it is
Yeah.
right. We're all human, but we need to kind of. We don't want that. I'm sure you see these guys, especially. I feel like it's usually older guys, you know, and it comes back to those guys that don't really care about their trade. They come here with just an ass attitude.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
just shit, and they're
Yeah.
just like, you know, poor me. I hate this job. I'm here for the check. I gotta
That's
be
right.
here.
Yeah, it's like-
and then but working. I don't know. You lay brick or you work beside that guy all day. You know, you're up there setting scaff with this
Yeah.
guy, and you're telling him, "Hey, man, I need a brace over there or whatever." He's giving you attitude.
Yeah.
and it's like, man, like I don't want to work
Yeah.
with this guy.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Get out of here.
If there's any poison or black clouds around,
Yeah.
get rid of them.
It's a
Yeah.
cancer,
Get rid
man.
of them.
Right?
Get rid of them
because
right
they're going to
away.
bring everybody
Yep.
else down, and
One
then
bad
that
apple.
chemistry, bro, is just it's not there. And we've seen that even in other crews when we were working
Yeah.
for people years ago. You get rid of that one person, and you
Changes.
can, dude, you
Yeah.
can feel it.
Changes everything.
Yeah, right.
Everything. And that's why I told you about my 1 week TMC
I was just going to say
tryouts.
exactly
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
trial, right?
Why
Exactly
not?
that.
Because then you
Right?
could really understand, like, you get that judge of character. Like,
Yeah.
okay, this guy, you know, can be valuable for the team or toxic. See you later. Close
Absolutely,
the door.
man.
Goodbye.
And that 1 week trial, like, you know, your TMC 1 week trial there is not only for him. Like, I feel like a lot of guys, especially in trades and masonry, you know, they're like, "You're lucky to have me." You know what I mean? It's like that's not that attitude
No.
around here, buddy. Like,
No.
we're seeing if you mesh with us.
That's
too.
you're creating a team.
a team.
Just like
For sure.
NHL does, just
Yeah.
like the NBA does, you're
Right?
creating a team of elite members. You want the best of the best.
Absolutely, man.
And that's the way it goes. There's
Everybody
tryouts there
has
too.
a value, right?
So, yeah.
100%, man,
Yeah.
right? So if you're gonna be that, you know, that prick that nobody wants to be around, and I'm the best bricklayer in the world, or
No,
you know, I can do
leave the
this
ego
better
at
than you.
home.
Yeah, you know what, man, I don't need that here.
What do you guys think about friendly competition though?
Love it.
Love it.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I literally like. I love it. Even
Yeah.
with like, it's nice with even with the other crews. You know,
Yeah.
you try to. You get close with these other
Who
crews.
can finish the house
Yeah,
faster?
man. You know, it's nice. You're working with another crew and you see them. You know, the house on the other
Yeah.
side or
Yeah.
whatever, and you're like, dude, let's dust these guys.
Always monitoring.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, right. And then it's nice, you know, and we love that because
Yeah.
that friendly competition, it does push you to be better. You know what I
course.
mean?
Yeah.
Even like we see your Instagram and stuff and what you guys are doing, man. We love it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it's like seeing other people try to do
Yep.
what we're doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And it motivates us, and it's like it's nice to see other people, especially in our specific trade,
Yeah.
do that.
Respect,
it's a
yeah.
motivational thing. You know what I mean? And I have like a lot of respect for guys like yourself and you guys
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
Like speaking of competition, next year AT talk show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have.
Okay.
I'm gonna have.
okay.
I'm gonna have a 3-seater couch, not a 3-seater. Right?
3-seater couch, eh? You guys will be the host. I'll come out as the
We'll
guest.
call you out. We'll call you out,
Nice.
yeah.
I want to sit right in between you
right in
guys.
between there.
We're
Let's
gonna
go.
have a DJ, bottle of Ciroc.
Nah, man,
Love
but
it. Exciting.
It is
Dude,
nice.
And you know what is like, I love doing what we're doing. I love TMC Masonry. I love the Masons conversations. and
Absolutely,
we just
man.
want to inspire more people.
It
to
is,
do
and that's the goal, man.
So,
right? And
Yeah.
you know what? I love what you guys are doing with this, man. It is great because
Yeah.
our field, especially, doesn't get a lot of exposure at all. Right? It's not
we
talked
got
about.
a story to tell.
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Like
Yeah.
it's one of the I would say most high strung like shit happens every day
Yeah.
with masonry, right? And at every site,
Create
you're
a
those
fucking
guys.
movie about
Yeah.
this
You
shit,
literally,
man.
you could
Like,
actually, and I thought about that the other day. I'm like, you know what? I'm surprised there's never been like a masonry show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a show about like flips or trucking or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
You could literally make a show with masonry. Like you just have a crew. on
We'll
your scaffold.
collaborate,
But
okay?
we
We'll
will
talk
do it.
after the show. We'll talk
HGTV,
after
here we
the
come,
show.
baby.
The whole show is all
Watch
just,
out, my
yeah.
goals.
It's just all beeps.
Yeah. No
Everybody's
doubt.
scared.
Cursing. There's
No doubt.
a lot
Yeah.
of pointing.
Yeah, one kid crying in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, the swearing helps build a sturdy
It
structure.
does,
Okay.
man, you know, but like I said, I love what you guys are doing. It's gonna be a
Thank
lot
you.
of exposure.
Yeah.
We need it, and you
Yep.
know, I feel like a lot in the last couple years, you know, even in high school, they kind of told the whole generation of people that like construction is almost like a last resort to go to.
Yeah.
If you don't have your shit together,
That's right.
or if you don't figure what you got to do.
That's right.
You got to go to school. You got to get your diploma.
Yep.
Buddy, I've even heard like kids were, you know, thinking poorly on going to college if it wasn't university. You're going to college,
Yeah.
you're kind of dumb, this and that. Like that's what we were kind of almost taught from our teachers in
Yeah,
school.
that's what the system wants.
It is, man. Yeah, it's crazy, right? But it's like back to your first question of what it means to be a blue collar person. Do we keep this running? You need it.
Yep.
And you're seeing that now with the current state of our economy. Do we need a dumb amount of building
Yeah.
Of course.
needed
Yeah.
for all the immigrants
For
and,
sure.
and the
Yeah,
people coming in, whatever? Dude, good luck.
Yeah, this
There's not enough
country has
people.
opened the doors to everyone.
Literally, right? But at the same time, it's like we're not letting people in who have these trades or have these knowledge to build.
That's right.
Our next generation coming up have zero interest in doing this because you told them their whole lives that, okay, you're going to be with the stereotypical, you know, addicts and criminals and these guys are rough and you want to be around them and yada, yada, yada. So this is a perfect thing what you're doing to kind of break those stereotypes and show them like, dude, we make a good dollar. You work your ass off. But at the end of the day, it's nice. Like we sit here, you sit in here, look at this brick. You sit at the end of the driveway and look at the house you just did.
Yeah.
I did that.
That's right.
That's a pride
it's
thing.
nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's tons of that these people don't know. You just hear that in the trades, man, you get a lot of these crazy guys. You don't want to be
Dude,
around
you
that.
guys are artists.
Yeah, literally, man.
You guys are artists. You guys don't have paintbrushes behind your trowels with pallets full of paint. You guys
100%,
have a trowel and a mortarboard.
Mortarboard.
Yeah.
There's your art supply.
Absolutely, man.
Right?
Especially when you start getting into the herring bones and
That's
the
right.
soldier
Your
bands, the
canvas is
roll
that
box.
wall.
right?
It is,
Whether it's north, south, east,
Yeah.
west
100%.
elevation, that's your canvas.
You know what I mean? We take like it's the little things that we take pride into. You know, there's
Yeah.
nothing like looking down this brick wall and just seeing
Yeah,
a
like,
straight line.
First
you
thing
know?
I did, came in here,
Yeah.
touched it, and I was like, I was like, yo, it's real
We're walking
brick.
by
I was like,
houses
damn.
and stuff. We're like, yeah, this is
Dude,
good,
you
buddy.
catch me at like, I went to it was like 2 months ago. Like, we'll get my fiance.
Okay,
My fiance on the
okay.
show. Like,
Say girlfriend.
I'm at
Fiance.
LCBO.
Congrats.
Oh, yeah, well, she's gonna hear this.
Yeah.
What, I'm gonna get it
Don't
at
call
home.
her your girlfriend.
Yeah,
She's your fiance.
Yeah.
You wait, love.
Fiance.
You wait.
Level up.
When it's your turn, you're screwed.
Yeah, no, I'm next, buddy.
No,
dude.
like we'll be at like LCBO, whatever, right? Like, and then like I'll literally go up against the wall and just look up the wall like
Yeah.
this, and like
see if that
yeah,
bond's straight.
How do those
right?
head joints look?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Let me
And
see this
then
corner.
Yeah.
My
my
girl,
girl-
a wavy there. you
My
know?
girl's just sitting there, like just
Yeah,
she's
can
pretty
we
patient.
go inside?
Yeah, like at first she was like, "This guy's fucking nuts."
Freezing my ass
Yeah,
off.
but she's like, now she's patient. She's like, "Yeah, I'll just give him his little 5
She's
minute."
critiquing it now
Yeah.
too.
I'll be like, "Yana,
Hey,
look
what
at
about that brick?
This is not, I was like, "Those guys weren't good," and she'd be like, "Yeah, babe." Pat me on the back.
Yeah.
Those guys
You would have done
weren't
so
good.
much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Music to my ears,
That's
baby.
awesome.
Yeah, but
That's
like
awesome.
what Antonio was saying with like construction kind of frowned upon, like obviously with my culture, my heritage, like they don't want like my mom.
Yeah,
did
what's your
not-
family?
I'm from Taiwan,
Okay.
right? Like I was born there. I came here when I was 5. I'm pretty Canadian. I'm like a Canadian.
You sound
as
very
hell.
Canadian.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can. But you know, my mom always pushed like, you don't want to work construction.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it's not like a bad thing. She just in her head she thinks she's been taught the same thing, right? She always like, oh, you want to get a better job, like engineering. Like you see a lot of Asians in engineering, like high paying office jobs, accountants, right? And like I dicked around in high school, right? And you know, I was kind of I wouldn't say I was the black sheep, but like all my cousins went to like high end universities, McMaster's, Waterloo, stuff like that, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then you know, like, and I worked construction,
Yeah.
right? And then
You might
It's
have a
like-
lot less debt than they do,
Yeah,
though.
but it's
That's the thing too, right?
it's like, Mom, look at me
Yeah.
now. Like my mom is so fucking proud now,
Awesome.
right?
Yeah.
It's like my
Awesome.
son is
What
a
a good
bricklayer,
yeah.
yeah.
right? And then
It
like
is.
before
Good
it
for
was
you,
like
Yeah,
Kev.
man.
I'd come home, like Antonio's parents probably the exact same thing,
Yeah.
proud
Yeah.
as
Good.
hell. Your parents,
Yeah.
his parents over there, like
Yeah.
you know, they like I used to come home, my mom used to cry, like not cry, but she'd make that look on her face, like I was
Yeah.
laboring dirty as hell.
Yeah.
It like hurt her
Just
heart.
feeling bad for you.
Yeah,
You
she's like,
come home, you don't remember what
yeah.
it's like, man. You come
Yeah.
home, dude, beat
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
dude. You're
Like,
just run. You
and
ran
then
through it.
like now, like people ask my mom, like, oh, what did your son do? My mom's like, my son's a bricklayer.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's a hard job. And my mom brags about it. She's like,
That's
it's a,
awesome.
like, yeah,
It's
my
really nice.
mom
She loves
is like,
it.
yeah,
Loves
yeah.
it,
She's
dude.
like,
Yeah.
it's
Because
a
you
hard
see,
job.
you could see that.
Yeah.
She sees the passion, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But you see the growth too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, you know
Yeah.
what? These guys are building something. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's a big
Yeah.
pride thing, exactly with that. Like,
That's awesome.
my parents, we come from trades too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my parents were a little bit different. My dad would always tell me, you know, if you don't want to go to school, that's fine. If
Yeah.
you don't have the head for that, that's fine. But if you don't have a brain, you have a body.
That's
and
right.
You're going to use it.
You got hands.
So
Oh,
yeah,
for
exactly,
sure.
right? So, and I used to ask my dad as a kid too. You know, I see, dude, this guy's all busted up. His back is bad. You know, his arms are all messed up. Whatever. And I'm like, dude, like, don't you get tired of this shit, man? And whatever. And he's like, and I'm a kid, right? I don't know. And I'm like, he would tell me, you know, no. And I was like, why? He's like, I love what I do, and this is the life that I chose.
Yeah.
That's right. Life's all about choices.
It is about choice. This is what I chose. Do something with it. So now I
Yeah.
live my life like that, right? And
Good.
you know, like, you know, we get hurt all the time on the site and whatever, we work through it. And sometimes, you know, like anything you do, you're gonna have these like, you know, horseshit days, and you're like, then this sucks, yada yada yada. But
Yeah.
that is the life that we chose, and you're gonna have challenges doing anything, man.
Of course.
You know what I
No
mean?
matter what it is.
No matter what it is, right? And like even same thing. My parents are very proud of me, you know, and it makes me proud that they're proud. You know,
Yeah.
it, makes me feel, it motivates
Sense
me.
of
pushes-
accomplishment
Yeah,
too,
absolutely,
right?
right?
Yeah.
You know, and seeing that, I think it comes down to be able to do this kind of stuff. It comes down from how you were raised as well, right? If you were raised kind of not with, I don't want to say like that silver spoon, but something like that, you know what I mean? Your parents kind of told you, were a little bit more realistic and told you the realities of the world, and you want to go to school, that's fine, but you know, it's going to be hard, and if you can do it, you're going to do great in life, but just be aware of what you're doing, you know what I mean? Or the direction of life you want to go in.
Yeah.
So, you know, my parents, my mom came from a third world country, she came from Guyana, and then my dad is Greek, right? And, you know, they came here, dude, with nothing. So that was instilled in me. Same with him, right? So that grind, and like what we were saying before, being in love with that grind, that hustle, that like just striving to level up even
That's
a little
right.
bit every day, that's what's going to carry you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
having that.
It makes you not scared of hard times, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Like,
exactly
makes
that.
you,
And
that's-
makes you
You
tough.
need that
Yeah.
in business, man. Because if
Dude,
you
that's what blue collar means
Is.
to myself and to
Yeah.
Eddie.
Problem
That's exactly
solving,
what
all
it is,
that,
man.
man.
That's exactly
I'm not
what
saying
it
we
is.
had the worst life ever, right? Like we have pretty decent lives, right? But it's like when you're started lower on the totem pole, you got
gotta grind,
nowhere
man.
else
Yeah.
to go but go up.
right.
Work hard.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Work
learned
hard.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I
And
remember
never stop.
absolutely, man. I
Because the sun will come out.
It will,
right?
right? And I would call when I was working with my dad when I was young, you know, I didn't have the choices of like staying home for summer and, you know, wasting my time or whatever. He's like, dude, you're getting up every day, 5 a.m., coming to work
Yeah.
with me and whatever. And I loved it. But I would call, and I got older, you know, and I'm kind of like running a site and whatever. And I was just like, call this guy with an issue. And he would give me this, like,
His dad's nuts, but
you- His dad's
right.
mental.
I gotta meet this guy.
Yeah, dude, you
He's
love
coming
him.
on the next
yeah,
show.
I'll bring him the
okay?
next time, right? He's a mental
Oh,
case,
buddy.
bro. I love it though. But he's like, at the time, I'm like, dude, this guy needs to be in a psych ward. He's insane, right?
Yeah.
But
That's
man,
hilarious.
that's what made me. And I call him with a problem. He's like, buddy, don't call me with problems. Call me with solutions. And then he give me this whole thing. I don't know why he
Love
always said
it.
this. He'd be like, if you're in a boat and it's sinking, nobody's coming to help you. I was
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about? He's like, figure it out. Hangs up the phone. I was like, all right. He's like, nobody's
love
coming
that.
to help.
Yeah.
We're the front line, buddy. Figure it
Yeah.
out. And then I
Yeah.
call him literally like an hour or two later. I'll be like, I figured it out. See? I
Yeah,
was like,
that's
all right, man,
awesome.
sounds good.
See, I don't think it's always good to be too soft.
No,
You know what I mean?
Because
on
life
your
isn't
children,
soft,
especially.
man.
No,
Right?
life's throwing punches.
All the
Hey, what's
time.
that? What's that saying you used to say? It was like hard times make good people. Or something.
Yeah, hard times make strong men. Strong men make
Easy time.
easy times, but easy times make weak men. Weak men make hard times, and it's
And
just
then
a
just like a
big
cycle,
cycle,
right?
Yeah,
right?
I like that.
So
Yeah.
dope.
yeah,
We're putting that on a wall here.
yeah, put it, yeah,
I like that. That's good.
right on the brick there. Yeah.
That's dope. That's
But
awesome.
yeah,
No,
little
that's
stuff
good.
like
Good
that. You
quote.
think about that, man, and
Yeah.
you know,
There's no other option than for us to work hard. Like
Yeah.
dude, I'm not super good looking. I got big boobs and a big ass. Right? So I gotta work. Right?
You gotta offset that with something,
absolutely.
right? I'm a little dude. I ain't growing no more, so I'm gonna work my ass off.
Like,
That's
hey,
it.
but you know what? You run fast through that scaffold,
that's
bro.
right.
That's a
Like,
big.
My
Good center
feet
of
are,
gravity.
like, my feet are messed up. I can't sell feet pics. Like, dude, like, I gotta do something. Like, what I mean?
That's,
Like,
That's
man.
hilarious.
But
Yeah.
like you said, man, you can't be too soft. Especially, I'm sure you see it in our trade. Generally speaking, masons are a little bit harder people, right?
Yeah.
Because you kind of gotta be to
Get that grit.
You gotta have that
Yeah.
grit, man. You know, to kind of to get through, especially the winters, dude.
Of course, we deal with all the seasons
Everything,
outside.
and it's the exact opposite of what we need to make our work look good. So it's like it's a battle in
Yeah.
the winter, man. You're fighting.
Winter's tough.
The
Very
seasons.
tough. Very tough.
It's horrible, man.
Right.
But you, like you said, stay organized and you get ahead of it, and you're good. You know.
That's right.
But man,
Cool. Well, I got some questions that I'd
Absolutely,
like to dish out here before we come to a complete close.
sure.
I'm going to go through some of them, not all of them, but we're going to go with the first one here. What's the most bizarre or unexpected obstacle you've ever encountered on a project?
oh man, I had to study for this. I didn't know it was.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
What's the bizarre?
So, like,
most
for
bizarre?
me, like, it was a freaking raccoon that scared the shit out of me on our scaffold.
oh yeah.
So,
Actually, I've had that happen a couple
Yeah.
times, dude.
There was like when we like, I wouldn't say, this is from just what I can remember. There's probably some other worse times. When we first started, we had a job, no trailer, no nothing. We had to get 16s there.
Oh
And
man,
I threw like 20 16s in my F-150.
Nice.
Sticking out the back like a
dude, half the
idiot.
plank. Oh, dude, he's driving through like Vaughn too. like it's like
from-
high population.
Yeah, this guy's
like,
this guy. He's like, oh, you got the stuff? How'd you get it? I was like, I put it in my truck.
That's
I was like,
awesome.
He's like,
what?
whatever, right? And then the time when we were leaving and
8
packing,
foot box,
yeah,
16
Dude, yeah,
foot
literally,
planks.
dude.
Nice.
yeah, he's like, there wasn't even an 8 foot box. It was a 6.5.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
dude.
nuts, dude. We're putting
Hey.
weight in the
Ballsy.
front. Oh,
Yeah.
dude. We did that like later at night. We're like,
Yeah.
man, there's a huge chance we're like
Not getting pulled over for this.
No.
Dude, it was crazy.
We packed up, leaving, and we're like I'm putting the planks in my truck. He's like, dude, that's how you had them there? I was like, well, dude, what else am I gonna do? You told me to figure it out.
That's hilarious. There you go.
Yeah,
Hey,
dude.
there you
Yeah,
go.
man.
There you go.
Even like, dude, when I first started doing jobs or whatever, I remember like they were side jobs at the time. And I still opened the company. This is when I first opened the company. And I didn't even have a van at the time. So, dude, I swear to you, I had a BMW. It was a convertible. Dude, I put a blanket in the back and I put
Come on.
all the brick in the back.
That's
dude, this thing
amazing.
was slant. And the people would look at me.
Sacrifices we have to make.
Dude, and people, and I didn't have a van. I'm like, I gotta
Yeah.
get it here, whatever,
Yeah.
right? And then same thing, I put the scaff in there, whatever,
Come
dude. And
on.
it was like out of the thing, like, buddy. People would look at me like literally jaws would drop. I pull up to the site with
Of
this GC, and
course.
they're like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Fans in the shop." Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I can't let these guys
Gotta say
like,
something.
Say something, right? But then they're like, "Man, you're a nut job,"
Yeah.
and I was like,
Guy's
"Dude, you gotta
determined.
do it." So
Yeah.
stuff like that, and
Too
they
funny.
make good stories, you know. But yeah,
Of course.
so it's probably something
we
that
all
was
got
most
those stories. I started my
bizarre.
business with an Audi A4, so
You
very
see- it's
similar.
the same thing.
Very
You know
similar.
what I
I
mean?
didn't do that shit though. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
That's
It's
crazy.
a little stupid, but whatever.
But Kay, I like this one. This is a good one. If you could work alongside any historical figure, dead or alive, who would it be?
Historical figure.
Man, there's so many guys like you look up to too. I mean, this guy, I like Nipsey Hussle, man. I like that kind of guy. Like he has nothing to do with brick or nothing. You know
yeah,
what I
it could
like?
be anyone.
Yeah, I like the mentality. You know what I mean? That guy, I would literally watch his interviews and stuff. He's dead now, but I would like his interviews, and just to see this guy's persona, never freaked out, always positive, and he was always trying to like grow mentally. So I feel like with somebody like that, having somebody like that, you can learn a lot from people like that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'd probably be like somebody like that, or anybody real. You know what? Kobe too.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's an inspiration.
It is, man. That it takes that mentality. You know, you could be
The hustle.
yeah, dude. You,
It's the
especially
first one on that court for practice.
always, man. You hear the stories of this
Yeah.
guy, right? And you're like, man, that mentality is what will separate you from everybody.
That's
else.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think like
You gotta do
that's-
things most of the world's not doing.
exactly
Yeah.
right. I think lessons like that are just as, if not more important than actually learning how to lay brick to a line.
That's right.
Because that will carry you. You know what I mean?
Your
With the right
mentality,
mentality,
for
you can
sure.
do anything.
Yeah.
Right. So people like that, I think, with historic figures, like I think I don't know if they would be considered historic figures necessarily, but
Yeah, they are.
Those
They're
guys.
in past history.
That's
Yeah.
it.
They
That's
passed
right.
away, they're in history.
Right, but the guys like
Yeah.
that.
What about you, Kev?
I think we don't know their names, but like, you know how when you drive by like old parts of Toronto or my girlfriend's from Slovakia. and
Okay.
she's shows me pictures of like castles there.
Yeah.
I want to work with one of those master
The
masons.
true
Yeah,
artisans.
man.
Yeah, or like the people who build those freaking massive cathedrals.
Yeah,
and you're like,
no
dude,
doubt.
That's
No doubt.
That's a
nuts.
They didn't have a
next level
telehandler
masonry. No,
either.
man. And
No.
some of
Yeah.
those blocks, I look at do you see some of the
Yeah.
stuff? I'm
Yeah.
like, I think of it
It's
the same
nuts.
way as like the
Yeah.
pyramids.
Yeah.
Like, buddy, how
Who
did
did
you
that?
get that?
yeah,
up
I want
there?
to, I want to,
Absolutely.
No,
I agree
good
with
call,
that.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree
cool,
with
for
that.
sure.
It's just to see what they did and see what
Yeah.
kind of guys
Yeah.
they were.
Yeah.
Like,
No
buddy,
doubt.
you tell a guy now to do that shit without a zoom boom,
No.
buddy, they're walking off.
No,
site.
they're gone.
Yeah, it's
they're
not
gone.
happening.
That guy's
You know?
probably that guy building that cathedral. Probably got like a rock star in the hand, dart in the mouth. Like
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely,
smashing up
man.
this cathedral.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like there was no
Jeez.
PPE. there was no
man, they didn't
safety
care.
in
Even
those
you see,
days.
like old videos.
God only knows how many people died on
Yeah.
those
Oh
jobs.
man,
Yeah.
you hear that too, bro. Like
Yeah.
even you see old videos of like old bricklayers in the 50s or whatever.
Yeah,
You see
I
those
love
guys
it.
climbing down scafts.
Yeah,
and
did you see
stuff.
the one that
Yeah.
Manny just posted?
Yeah, exactly that one
my
that Manny
God.
posted,
They're
yeah.
like 1950 scaffolders.
Yeah,
Just-
dude. And these
Oh, yeah,
guys
he's
are like
on-
in their 40s
Yeah,
too. I'm like,
man.
dude, and that's the thing. I was actually it's funny. Our media guy the other day, he was just like, dude, I have. He got a second of us like putting up planks, and it was a bit of a hard setup with the roof that came out
Yeah,
and
yeah.
whatever. And he's videotaping, and dude, he's like, "Yo, you guys look like you're freaking acrobats up there, dude." Like, because we're not laying, we're just trying to set up
That's
the next
hilarious.
level.
Every time I do shit like that, it's like
Yeah.
parkour.
Yeah,
parkour.
literally, yeah, exactly. Dude, you got one guy hanging up the scaff,
Yeah,
one guy's
yeah.
muscling up these like ice-filled planks,
Yeah.
and you're like, man, he's like, dude, it looks nuts.
Love it.
So that kind of
That's
stuff's
awesome.
fun too. But
That's awesome.
yeah, man.
All right. Let's do a couple more here.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Hit me. Let's go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Warmed
Okay.
up, ready.
If you could teleport to any place on Earth right now, where would you go and what would you do there? Let's start with Antonio.
Teleport to any part.
Thought you were going to just say Greece right away.
You know what? That's the first thing that popped in my head. Honestly, it'd
Yeah.
probably be Greece, dude. I've
Yeah.
never been there, and it looks gorgeous over
Yeah.
there. I feel like honestly, you could see a lot of cool masonry stuff over there too. Back what Kevin was saying
Yeah.
with the ancient masonry stuff.
They do a lot of plaster too, no?
Yeah,
Like
they
a
do.
lot of
Yeah,
plaster.
they do a lot of. I think it's a lot of block over there as
Okay.
well, right? So yeah, I would love to see that, and you know what? It'd be cool to see. I want to see more masonry in other countries too. You
For
know what
sure.
I'm saying, like when I visit Guyana like frequently. And those guys, obviously, it's a third world country. To see how those guys work, they honestly work like it was in the 50s.
Yeah.
Dude, man, I remember one time I drove by and I saw these guys working. It was a low rise, like probably 6-7 stories or whatever. Dude, they're roping up blocks. Still.
Crazy.
Like it's insane. So I think that would be
nuts.
cool just to see that.
Yeah.
See, we see masonry here.
Yeah.
I think I'd like
We
to
got it
travel.
easy.
We do, man.
We
It's
got
crazy.
Yes, what we do is very hard
Yeah,
and
it
physically
is.
challenging.
But considering,
what they're doing,
yeah.
like roping up blocks,
Dude, that's insane.
No.
You know what I mean?
That
All
is
day,
crazy.
every day, right? It's crazy. So
Yeah.
I think I would like to travel just to see other parts of the world, like
Yeah.
beautiful places too.
Yeah.
Another place I'd like to see is Malta.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen places of
Yeah.
that. It looks very colorful, very a lot of water, you know,
sure.
a lot of like little canoes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like that kind of stuff.
for sure. What
Mine
about
would
you?
be some guy left a little negative comment on our video. I teleport to his house and just done. Like, and then make him
I
talk.
thought we were gonna get like a nice vacation spot or
No,
something. No,
make
no,
that
no.
guy talk with my hand.
Yeah, just going right to
no.
that guy's house and just nice uppercut, nice little jab to the throat.
Yeah, no, I'd go
Tell him to get a
That's the
life
most
and do something
bricklayer
better with
answer
his
you could
time.
have,
There's
dude.
always gonna be those
No, for
people.
sure.
Always, man. You can't let those people.
There's always gonna be those people. We get those people too, man.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna
once
happen.
you start.
Never,
that
ever,
attention.
ever,
No.
ever, ever let the negative people
Dude, you can't.
get to you.
No, it isn't. Like,
You can't let them fog your path
Yeah,
or
for
fog
sure.
your focus.
Thing is, too,
You
I
guys know
realized,
where you
too,
guys are going.
yeah.
You guys are on the right track.
thing
Don't
is-
fuck those people, man.
No, man, screw that, man. And that's the thing. You know what? For me personally, I can't even think to be negative to other people because I just don't have the time.
Dude,
You know
and
what I mean?
it-
These
like,
people are not doing nothing.
everything you do
yeah.
in this world, I'm not sure, there's always a higher power looking
Yeah.
down, whether it's God
Always.
or the universe or whatever it is.
Yep.
So why not just be kind, be humble?
Yeah, man.
Because then, whatever it is, God or the universe is going to go in their big bag of blessings and they're going to hand it out
Bless
to the
you,
nice,
man. Yeah.
humble people who are working their fucking
Yeah. Who
asses
deserve
off.
it.
That's how it's
Right.
going to.
That's how it works.
That's how
man.
it goes.
That's how the universe works. That's how.
And here's
you
the
know?
thing: there's a lot of blessings in that bag because not a lot of people are on the same path as we are.
No, exactly right.
So,
and
just keep doing. What
I
you're
love
doing.
that about what we do as well. Touching on that, like with it being a dying trade or whatever, it's a select few that can do this kind of stuff. And I love knowing that we are kind of almost going against the grain a little bit, you know, and it says a lot about who we are,
of course,
as people. You know what I mean? And I love that.
Yeah, man.
So-
We, you know, we have our own community, and it's called Masonry.
Yeah, it is.
So, and even with more of the younger demographic coming in, the community's just going to get stronger.
100%.
And we're the ones who are going to replenish this industry.
Absolutely.
We're going to
Sure.
replenish our trade alone.
Yeah, we take pride in that too,
Yeah.
man. Right? I don't know if it's the same with you. I want to ask you, like in GTA,
Yeah.
and where we are, bricklayers know all bricklayers know each other. It's almost like a little community,
connected,
a little
man.
culture. You know
All
what I mean? Is it
connected.
the same with you guys in your region? Yeah,
Yeah.
It's and I like it too, right? It's like
Dude,
I
we
know
went to the
so-and-so,
expo. It was
whatever.
hilarious, man. Like, everyone's like, hey, yo, TMC. And I'm like, yo, I follow this guy. You guys probably follow YMA.
Yeah. Talk to him here
We're
and there,
walking
literally.
down. We're literally walking down in the parking lot, and he's like, "Yo, TMC." I'm like, "YMA."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love
That's
how,
great, man.
and it was cool to see other
Yeah.
people too that I've
Right.
never even met in person, but
But
it
you've
was through
talked to
social
them,
media,
yeah, through social
the
media.
DMs or whatever.
Yeah, man.
And then you get to meet them in person, and it's like you've known each other for years. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's how I feel with you guys.
Absolutely,
too,
man.
Like,
Because we relate on so much, right?
Yeah.
And we're that
Yeah.
same kind of guy, right? So
Yeah.
it is nice to kind of
it's
see
dope,
those kind of
man.
people.
It's
you know?
dope,
I love
for
it.
sure.
Right.
We're gonna make this real strong.
Oh
So-
man, I'm
for sure.
I'm pumped.
So this is my closing question, okay? So our mission with this podcast, we just kind of explain this,
Yep.
is to inspire the next generation to explore the world of trades. So what advice could you guys share with them to help them recognize the rewarding potential with this industry?
Well, look at look at me and Antonio.
Yeah.
Right. Didn't do too well in school,
Mm-hmm.
and look at where we are now.
That's right.
If you're a hardworking individual, you make mistakes in life, like, right? This is like, it is what it is. You look at where we are now and where we were before. You know, in construction, if you're a hard worker, it pays off. You can go from this guy to this guy,
100%.
right? Like it's not one of those jobs where it should be looked down upon, right? It should be looked at a job as in like you can start from nothing and become somebody.
That's right.
Right? Like,
There's a lot of room for growth in this stuff.
right? So
Right, any trade really, but I would say going back to having the right mentality too for the younger generation, I would say don't let the dollar figure and how much you can make and whatever drive you, because you won't last. You gotta love this stuff. That comes. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot with the younger generation. You know, I noticed this the other day at the gym. You know, the younger generation, these guys, man, they just think that shit just comes to you and like you just got it.
Yeah, there
It's
is
not
no
the
silver
case.
spoon.
It doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna do this, really anything in life, but if you're gonna do specifically masonry and getting into our trade, you know what I mean? Tons of room for growth, but you can't go in with like some shit attitude and whatever. Don't go in thinking like, yeah, I gotta hold my own and show these, stereotypical guys this and that and da 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 da. You're not gonna get anywhere, right? Go in with an open mind, attitude of learning, retain this information.
That's right.
And bring yourself to, you don't, like I said, with how we treat our guys, you want to make yourself an asset. You don't want to be paid per the hour because you're going to be replaced.
Get
right?
paid on value.
Get paid on value.
Yep.
Right. So
agree.
if you have a good value, especially non-union, like how we are, right? If you're going to pay a guy who lays, 1,000 bricks a day differently than a guy who lays 500 bricks a day.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Especially when times get slow too.
the value.
That's the thing. Those are going to
Yeah.
be the guys that are with you, and you're going to keep them around, value them more,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To get to that point and make yourself that kind of a person, you got to have an open mind and understand that people are not always trying to shit on you. They're just trying to teach you. Yes, it's going to be a little bit of rough teaching. We're not teachers here. You know what I mean? We didn't go to school to teach people.
That's
But
right.
we're going to teach you in how we learned, which was kind of harsh, but look at us now.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? Keep the end goal. Don't fold or be emotional and whatever.
Yeah.
Have a strong mentality, know what you want, try things. Don't be scared to labor or think, oh, I'm just a labor, this and that. You're not just a labor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're giving the bricklayers what they
Key
need.
component.
Yeah, you're a key component, right?
That's right.
Try to learn that machine. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to mess up or make mistakes or whatever. Screw whatever. If everybody's gonna yell at you, whatever, screw them. Just be like, you know
fuck
what?
the naysayers,
Yeah,
man.
whatever. Who cares? They're gonna yell at me. Hey, how about instead of yelling at me, like let's just teach me.
Yeah,
right.
respect goes a long way, man.
And that there is how Kev didn't labor for long either.
Yeah.
Right. Touching on that. He didn't labor for long because our boss, I'm very close, even still to this day, I'm very close with our previous boss, right? He's one of my best friends. And he helps us a lot. And
it's good to have a mentor like that.
He's literally a mentor, right? Yeah. Dude's a nut job as well.
Yeah.
But we used to call him like the Portuguese Hitler, dude. This guy was insane.
We gotta meet this guy.
Dude, you'd love him. He's actually insane.
Yeah.
But he... It's like, for this, could I? Buddy. Like, dude, goes off, right? And I didn't learn any of that by choice. I just heard it so much, right? But having somebody like that and with the right mentality, now look, we can run a company because of being open and learning to teach or learning to work, right? He saw value in Kev as a laborer. This guy's learning. He's quick or whatever. He saw, okay, you know what? He's going to be a good bricklayer. So that alone, he valued and made him a valuable person. Now imagine his value now as a company owner, right? But these guys got to realize that doesn't just come. This is me doing this for 8-9 years.
Yeah,
for sure.
There's work that has to be put.
You have to be in love with that grind, man. If you don't love that grind, anything you do now, stepping away from construction itself, anything you do, these guys think that, oh yeah, they love to say it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna but be the hardest worker.
Zero action is taken.
They don't understand, dude. You do not understand a grind until you're there and you're working 18 hours a day. Like you said, who the hell wants to tarp by themselves at night? Do you think I want to do this shit? No. And that is that blue collar mentality you have to have. You have to be in love with it.
That's right.
Right. So having that pride, if you have that kind of mentality and you have that kind of vibe to you, the rest comes.
Absolutely. So. It's just natural.
Yeah.
And also living in today's day and age where, social media and things like TikTok and influencers and stuff like that. And there is a lot of money to be made online as well. And that's where a lot of the younger demographic is kind of going.
Are gonna go.
Is into like marketing and e-commerce and things like that. Because, that's where it's not very physically challenging at all.
That, right?
It is also rewarding. But with that being said is... not everybody can do that either.
No.
And a lot of people think it's going to come quick. Oh, I'm just going to be an influencer.
They're getting into
TikTok.
it for the wrong reasons.
That's a very competitive industry on its own.
So many people are into it. Why? Because you have these people, man. I hear again at the gym, like you're talking to these younger kids. The biggest thing that I hear, and it's actually crazy how much I hear this. I get paid to do nothing.
So now this is the world we live in. Is that lazy mentality.
Exactly.
Where they think they don't have to do anything. That's ridiculous.
How do you think anything operates
and
like that?
as a person, as an individual, they will always sit stagnant. They will never grow. Their mind won't grow. Their body won't grow spiritually. Like no matter what, they're not going to grow.
Right. And those kind of people,
you got to go through hard times.
You have to.
Well, it's like yo, how do you feel as an individual knowing that you're doing nothing?
Yeah.
Or faking
what accomplishment do you have?
Yeah. Like, do you not feel upset about yourself?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you not like, wow, I contribute nothing?
Yeah.
Right.
And you have no people who can look at you and be like, wow, you did it, you really did it. You put in all that hard work.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
man, we live in a crazy world now.
It is.
It is.
Right.
But
things like this though definitely this will speak to the people who have that mentality. I wouldn't even be surprised if you have people listening to us right now talk, right?
Yeah.
Some kids don't know what to do. And they just know that when you can feel like you have something, you're meant for, you want to do something bigger, and they're like, masonry. This sounds like I want to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is why we're doing it.
And we're putting young faces to
on it, right? We're all young here.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I think that things like this we need more of this to kind of, it's a good way of filtering through those people who say, I'm gonna do this, or just let the people know who say things like, oh, I want to get paid to do nothing. This isn't for you.
Yeah, forget about that.
Don't even
Yeah.
don't even try.
Yeah.
You're not gonna last, right?
No,
But for
this
the
is
people,
definitely gonna help motivate young
100%,
individuals
sure,
to
right?
do what we do, man. And it's not
Absolutely,
even
man.
just to come in and as being an employee. Fuck, who knows? Maybe they might start massive
next
outfits
guy,
as
yeah.
well.
that's
right?
the thing, man.
So-
Dude, I never, buddy, I didn't go to school for none of this stuff.
No.
Right?
No.
I didn't. Never in a million
Yeah,
years did I think I
man.
was gonna be a bricklayer. I thought I was gonna be a welder.
Yeah.
Went the opposite end of that.
Yeah.
And it just snowballed, and I love what I do.
Everything happens for a reason, boys.
I used to look at houses and I didn't even think about people actually bricking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
the
thought the
thing.
brick
People
was
don't think
there.
how it gets
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
even,
I
right?
never thought about bricklayers until I started
I like that.
bricklaying.
Yeah.
It was just like
You notice
right?
it now.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like,
You,
oh,
you
wow,
notice
yeah.
it now,
Yeah.
and even your fiance notices it.
Yeah,
now.
exactly,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Driver
So,
girl's
yeah.
crazy, man. Driving through,
yeah.
I built that,
Yeah.
built that, built
Yeah.
that. She's like, I know.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah, no, dude, guys, awesome. Thank you so much for being here.
Appreciate you having
Truly,
us, man.
truly blessed and honored to have you both on
Thank
the
you
show.
so much. Means a
And
lot.
to be the
Having
first
us.
guest
Yeah. I was gonna say, it
inside
means
the
a lot to
Masons
be the first
Conversation
guest,
studio.
man. Love
so
what you're doing.
appreciate that. So
Thank you, sir.
grateful.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate
Thanks,
it, man.
fellas.
We're gonna have
Awesome.
to do an episode 2, you know, when you're a little bigger.
Yeah,
We'll come back. Right?
Oh,
Yeah, man. No, you guys are definitely welcome on the show as often
Appreciate
as
it, man.
possible. I know you guys live far, but
Oh, dude, we'll come.
definitely make it happen.
Love what you're doing, man.
And in the summer, man, we do a lot of cool shit here. Like we have the pool out there.
Sick,
I
yeah.
bring
Absolutely,
everybody
man.
here. Huge barbecues,
great, man.
music. Like it's
I love it.
it's a real good vibe.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it's
So-
nice to have somebody like, especially you're a little further, but it's nice to have that we have the same.
And I have a shit ton of rooms. If you guys don't want to go home, that's
Oh,
fine
buddy.
too. Like
That's
great
great.
hospitality.
Get a little
here.
rowdy, you know.
Great
Yeah.
hospitality
Love
here.
it, dude. Appreciate it.
And another thing too, coming up this summer.
Yep.
So everything that we do kind of ties into TMC. TMC is the original company. That's the
Perfect.
company that I started.
Yep.
The name came from my first initial, Tyler, my son's initial, Marcelo,
Oh, wow.
and then my last name, Cabral.
Great.
I needed to do something quick. That's what I came up with. But now a lot of things stem from it. The Masons Conversation,
Yeah.
TMC. One more thing is the Masonry Competition.
Yep.
And we're holding that here.
Oh wow.
So we're gonna, you see my silos, we use silos a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
We're gonna set them up. We're gonna have bricklayers competing
That's
with the
so
metric
sick, man.
metric modular brick, just like they do at the World of Concrete.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna have our own here.
That's
That's
sweet,
essentially what
man.
it is. So we're gonna have metric modular brick. We'll have everything set up.
Yep.
Bricklayers compete. We'll probably have 3 rows where we can have 3 guys going at it, and then we're gonna do a labor competition. I do a complete full setup on one skid with all the right amount of frames,
That's great, man.
braces, planks, screw jacks, cleats, guardrails, end gates,
All that.
everything. And it's you build one section of 3 frames, 3 high, no machine, no nothing. Whoever puts it up and down, packed up,
Wow.
they win. And we're gonna have prizes for everybody.
That's sweet. Love it,
Barbecue,
man.
pool open, drones will be flying around. It's gonna be sick.
It's gonna be a
that's-
great
we,
song,
we
dude.
definitely like to get in on that. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Like,
Oh,
absolutely.
you guys are definitely
That's
getting
that-
invitations.
That's that
man.
friendly competition we're talking
Yeah.
about, bro. I
Yeah.
love it, man.
Yeah.
That's sweet. We
man.
we should bring Paul there, dude.
Yeah.
And that's
I wanna
another
go this
thing,
guy.
too.
Yeah.
And that's
wanna
another
this
thing
guy.
too, is just, you know, we're welcoming anybody.
Yeah, it's great,
Anybody
man.
in this industry, whether it's construction or different sectors of construction.
Yeah.
Obviously, what we are focused on is masonry,
100%.
and it's just going to be a great fucking time.
That's a
That'll be
great,
sick, yeah.
great time to also. You could learn a lot from like
sure,
Yep.
yeah.
other
people.
bricklayers
Yeah.
too, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what I love about this trade too.
And we
man.
got
You're
like my
always
whole
learning.
team will be here. Like
That's
I have
great,
I have
bro.
30 employees out in the field.
for you,
so
man. Wow.
all of them will be here, and it's just great to network with like-minded individuals,
100%.
especially in the same trade, just
Yeah,
like you
man.
said.
Right.
Every day you're learning.
Yeah, we're all
So,
cut from the same cloth,
Yeah.
man. So it's
Yeah.
nice to
Yeah, man.
have that.
Fuck yeah. This
Appreciate
is awesome.
it, man. This is great. Had an
You
amazing
guys
time.
killed it, bro.
Thanks, bro.
That was good. That was awesome.